Hey, my name is Randall Constant, and I'm not even ready, but I decided I was going to try to jump in at 5:55. I'm going to go ahead and make a few changes here. A little bit of behind the scenes, I guess you could say. Let me see. I'm going to go ahead and let's see. I'm looking. Man, it gets very confusing real quick. All right. And yeah, there we go. Okay. Amazon Live at 5:55 p.m. Central Time every day, unless I can't make it. But I'm going to try my best. I'm going to try my best to be at Amazon Live at 5:55 p.m. every day. Here you see the web address. Everybody's asking me, how do you find you on Amazon Live? They go there and then they can't find me. Well, a lot of times you can find me in the food section. If you scroll on down to the food section, you'll usually see me, but for some reason on a laptop you don't see me. And I was thinking, well, okay, well then I can understand why they don't see me. But then I went on my phone and then I found myself all over the place. So that's easy. So on the phone it was easy. On the laptop, not as much. But I'm going to go ahead and show you. And then I got 1 month down. I started on May 1st. It's finished up yesterday. Had a pretty good month. I blew me away. I couldn't believe it. I spent my whole career selling food, and then now I'm selling weed eaters and and ice machines and a whole bunch of stuff you can't eat. Up until now, everything I sold was something you could eat or drink. Way back in the day, I sold beer. I was the college rep at Nicholls State, sold Schlitz and Pabst Blue Ribbon. Just because of the fact that I just told you Schlitz and Pabst Blue Ribbon, that kind of tells you that I'm kind of on the old side, because I don't think that would be the case today. Schlitz and Pabst Blue Ribbon. Anyway, okay, let me see. I'm going to jump on over here, see if I got it right. I'm going to go ahead and share. Let's see. There we go. Okay, I got it. I tried to fix it, and it said it was already fixed. And then it said, go ahead and stop what you did. And I said, well, I guess, why would I stop something if it's already done? Okay, so I got it. Okay, here we go. Here we go, the large one. All right, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go on over to the website, because this is the easiest way to find Calvin and me. A lot of times I'm with Calvin, but it depends on, if he's busy or not. And today he's kind of busy. WWL in New Orleans, it's the CBS station. He was all excited because they got a new weather person. So they got like 4 people on the team. And today's the first day of hurricane season. I don't look forward to that, because last year was just so active. We just had so many storms come our way. So if you were in Louisiana, or if you were in Mississippi, you just spent the whole summer miserable. So we had COVID, and then we had hurricane season on top of that. Well, you know what I'm saying. You're sitting in your house, you got enough problems, right? And then all of a sudden they say you got to evacuate. Now, you don't want to do that. That's not fun. And then everybody's going in the same direction. So depending on what time you leave, you're talking about parking lot city on the interstate. That's not fun. That's not fun at all. But anyway, last year we ended up getting the first one. I was in Gulfport and I got the first one. It was a small one. It was Cristobal, I guess, but it was a small one. It was real early. I think it was the first or second week of June. So I was like, well, you got to be kidding, because usually it doesn't happen that early. So it happened that early. So I figured since we got one, we're not going to get 2, right? Well, you could ask the guys in Lake Charles, because that didn't work for them either. In Lake Charles, they got the first one, which was Hurricane Karen, and that was horrible. That was one storm. I'm so glad it didn't go to New Orleans. New Orleans couldn't have handled that storm. That storm was just too bad. Went to Lake Charles. And then if you lived in Lake Charles, then you could have said, well, we got one, and we got a big bad one. there's no way, we'll have two, right? Well, they did. They had another one come same season, just a few weeks away. I'm not sure how far it was, if it was 2 weeks or 3 weeks, but the situation you had was that you get a big storm coming in and you had debris everywhere. And then when you have debris everywhere, that's what flies, and that's what causes more problems. So we got through the season. We thought we were done, and then we get into October. Well, as far as hurricanes are concerned, most of the activity is between August and September. So when we got in October, we figured, well, we're in October. If you end up getting one in October, it's going to be a small one. Well, that didn't work out that way. We ended up getting Hurricane Zeta, and it came into Gulfport, and it had winds of 100 miles an hour. Let me tell you, winds at 100 miles an hour cause a whole bunch of damage. And then later down the road, they said, I don't know why it took 6 months for them to come up with it, but they said now they're considering it a Category 3. So it was Category 3. So no wonder we were holding the door from blowing open, because it was definitely a blowing. So I don't know what's going to happen this year. I'm hoping it can't be anywhere near what it was last year, because last year was the year that you definitely didn't want to experience what happened. So anyway, the first day of hurricane season. So what I'm going to go ahead and do, I went through my carousel, and I threw a whole bunch of things in there that's different than what I talked about before. Last month, I ended up talking for 60 hours. Yeah, something like 60 hours. That's a lot of talking about the same stuff. So then you kind of wonder, didn't I say that already? Well, what happens is when you go ahead and hit the same subject, you got to remember that you might have completely new people, an hour later or half an hour later or 2 hours later. Could be a complete new. So you're saying the same thing. So that's kind of how it goes. I was looking through. Well, let's put it this way. Yesterday, a few days ago, we went through New Orleans, drove around Louisiana. There was a whole bunch of people on the road. And then yesterday, I went walk on over to the beach, and there was just people all over the place. I mean, it was busy. So apparently there must have been a whole bunch of people out there barbecuing, because I smelled that somebody was barbecuing. We didn't barbecue, but somebody was in our neighborhood. It smelled good. Wow, it was great. Okay, so anyway, I found this natural gas barbecue pit from Bowl Outdoor. And the thing with them, this is just one of those real nice barbecue pits that you kind of put on your wish list, because not every, sometimes people have barbecue pits that are $40, $80, $100, $120, and it just keeps on going higher and higher and higher. And a lot of times what you do is you end up buying one under $100, and as you get a little richer, you get you get a better one as time goes by. So I was talking to my wife. We used to have a round one, I'd say probably 20 years ago, I guess. It was an electric barbecue pit. And let me tell you, that thing lasted quite a long time, but we've had all kinds of, well, just think, I'm 60 years old. I went through a lot of stuff over the years. So about a few years ago, I figured, you know what? We've been talking about it. I guess sooner or later, and especially since I'm in the food business, right? I could get one of those natural gas barbecue pits. I ended up getting a Weber one. The thing is, when there's a lot of houses in the country that are all electric, okay? So you know how the thing goes. If you want to boil crawfish, or if you want to boil crabs or whatever seafood, or you want to fry a turkey, the thing is, when you need the gas and you're in an all electric situation, then you got to get the propane, and you got to get the tanks. And then the problem is, what happens if you run out of gas? You got a problem. Could really mess you up. And we don't know exactly how long it's going to last. You pick it up and you try to figure out how much they got in there, but you really never know. So to give you peace of mind, if you ever have a situation that's your house, you're fortunate enough to have natural gas, then that's cool, because it's not supposed to ever run out, right? So anyway, we got this natural gas deal with Weber, but I was on Amazon. Look, when they got millions and millions and millions of items on Amazon, you can spend your whole day, all day, 24/7 looking at stuff that's on Amazon. And the deal is, the more you look, the more things you find, and your wish list gets bigger and bigger. Sometimes you see things that you really need and you got to pull the trigger and you got to buy it right away. But some things like this, like I'm telling you here, we ended up going quite a bit before we ended up getting this natural gas set up. So anyway, this one's 861. This is stainless steel. The Weber one is this one. This one's really nice. 1349. It was on the Amazon section. I got to it some kind of way, or found it some kind of way where it says the new stuff coming out. So these are kind of like new things that just came out, or I don't know if it's 2 weeks ago, 5 weeks ago, 7 weeks ago, maybe just in time for the barbecue season. So these are, I found 5 items that are really nice. One of them didn't have a price on it, so I left it off. But anyway, 3 Webers, one at $13.49, one at $10.29, and one at $8.49. But it's stainless steel, and it's it's nice. The one thing that I do, even though it's stainless steel, I take care of it. I try to put it under cover, take care of it, because you spend a bunch of money on this, you want it to last forever. Hopefully, I never have to ever buy another one. That's my last one. So this Weber grill, that's just something to put on your excuse me. It's something you could put on your wish list. But don't get me wrong, the little ones, the little Webers, or the little situations, there's like hundreds of, probably thousands of different configurations for barbecuing. So the other one I found that little Weber, the little Weber one, and that was the best selling thing in the outdoor. I think it was the outdoor category bestseller. That was #1. So I didn't think it was that popular, but okay, Amazon, they update everything on an hourly basis. So they went through quite a few of these Weber grills at $219. So $219 is much more affordable than the $1,000 or the $1,300. What we had to do is we had the gas, and then you had to spend money to get it hooked up, right? You just don't plug it into the side of the pipe or whatever. So there's extra cost involved with kind of getting it set, unless you have a setup already. Well, with the first day of hurricane season, that's probably the best time of the year to think or consider whether or not you ought to get a generator. It's a good idea if you ever think about it. Now's the time. But the best time to buy it is when you could buy any one you want. You could buy one that's 300, 400, 500, 600, 800, 1,000, 2,000, whatever you want. You buy exactly what you want. But just like the last hurricane that passed through Gulfport in Metairie, Louisiana, after all that happens, you don't have much choice. You got to buy whatever you can find. And who knows how many stores you got to go to get one. But this is kind of like planning ahead. All right, I put a Champion in there at $8.49. Remember, you just clicking on the carousel, and it's going to put you in the section, and you see all the other ones. Before yesterday, I think I had one that was $2.99. I don't remember the brand. I had one for $2.99. So that was on the bottom end. Now I'm kind of working on the top end, and I just jump around because if you watch me 3 days in a row, then I'll talk about. There's certain things I'm just going to talk about all the time. And then if you know me, you know I'm going to talk about it. So that's one thing. But I'm always going to have new things. It's not like I just walked up here and said, okay, turn it on and let's go. It's think about it. I did 60 hours of live on Amazon. And the thing, I'm a little bit at a disadvantage because my background was in frozen and refrigerated. And all the food items are non-refrigerated. So it's like, so what I really knew really well, that's not what I'm dealing with. I'm dealing with some other stuff. And then the other thing I never dealt with is selling product that you don't eat. You can't eat that generator, but it sure does come in handy, you know, when you have a storm, let's say the first house I ever bought, I don't know what the deal was, but I never lost electricity. It was incredible. I couldn't believe it. Went years without the electricity going out. That might not be the same case today, but for a long time it never went out. But now, I mean, electricity goes out all the time. So a generator comes in handy. And the good thing about it is if the electricity goes out once a month, that's good because you run the generator because that's what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to maintain it. Because if you don't maintain it, if you let it sit there for 5 years, when you really need it and get it started, it's not going to work. So, okay, so I'll put the Duramax and I'll put the Champion. And as you can see, there's a whole bunch of reviews. You could go ahead and read through the reviews and see what you think. But like I said, that's not my thing. But the thing is, it sure does, like I said, sure does come in handy when you want to cook something. Okay, now I'm going to jump to the batteries. If Calvin was with me today, that's what he would probably talk about. He'd say you need to get your batteries. If you ever take inventory of your battery situation, now's a good time to do that, because if it's November and your remote control dies and you can't switch your TV, that's bad enough. But if you're in the dark after the hurricane and you can't see anything and you don't have no batteries, that's even worse. That's a bad thing. So just check on your batteries, see how you doing. Maybe you're doing okay. Maybe you got an adequate supply for everything. But I've been hearing this forever, my whole life, because I would go all the way back to Hurricane Betsy. I was actually living in California when Betsy hit. I was like 5 years old. I think I was 5 years old when, no, might have been 4. It was in 65. I probably wasn't 5 yet. So I'm about 4 years old. So when my dad got out the service, he was in the Navy. When he got out of the service, we were living in California, but we come back to Louisiana. When we came back to Louisiana, we start, you know, I got a twin sister. My twin sister and I, we started school. And remember, we spent a little bit of time in Louisiana when we were babies, when we couldn't even walk, right? But then we spent all that time in California, and then we come into South Louisiana, and boy, we were in for a crash course because people talked a little different, because that's not what we were hearing out in California. Got a lot of people from a lot of places over in California, but in Louisiana, everybody's Cajun, or most people are Cajun. So we had to go. So the thing is that when we were in first grade, everybody was telling us about Hurricane Betsy. Hurricane Betsy, Hurricane Betsy. You wouldn't believe it. Betsy, Betsy, Betsy. That's all we heard, you know, as little kids. And then so we're trying to adapt. I wish I could remember that. I wish I could remember all the details, but it had to be a crash course coming from talking California and talking South Louisiana. Because same thing like me, I spent a lot of time on the road and all over the place, and I come back to Thibodaux or Houma or Morgan City, whatever, and it's kind of a big culture shock. It comes back, and then if I stayed there long enough, I'd start talking different for sure, without a doubt. So the other thing is then later on down the road, Camille was coming. All right. Okay, we're still kind of on the young side. We're 8 years old now. And then they're saying, got to get ready for this hurricane. Hurricane's coming. It's bad. Wow, it's coming for us. And you remember when I don't know, if you're old, you got to be old. If you're not old, you don't remember this. But if you're especially from New Orleans, you might remember Nash Roberts. Nash Roberts was the big deal and the weatherman deal. And back then, they didn't have no digital screens that you could do all this crazy fancy stuff right now. You just took a marks a lot and you drew your little picture, you know, your pictures with the weather report. So anyway, the thing that happened there was, okay, I just remember as a kid getting ready for hurricane, just in case bad things happen. We need to, you know, get the batteries. That's all you heard. Like I said, the batteries, and get the water and get the food. And then, you know, that's where I just remember that's when you got your Vienna sausage. Vienna sausage sold like crazy. I found that out when I started in the grocery industry. Man, Vienna sausage, it's hurricane food. That's what it's called, basically. So anyway, the thing with Hurricane Camille was coming from New Orleans, but the only thing that happened, it decided to veer up north, and it hit Gulfport in Biloxi, Mississippi. It destroyed this place. And I remember as a kid coming over here, I remember what it used to look like, and then I remembered after it, and it was just messed up. Okay, so I went through Camille, and then once you go, we were so lucky it didn't go to New Orleans, it didn't go to the South Louisiana and ended up taking care of Mississippi. So you're talking about going through, hearing about Betsy, didn't have to go through it, but hearing about Betsy, going through the scare of your life with Camille, because Camille was bad, it was real bad, going through Katrina later down the road. But everything changed when Katrina came in, because when Katrina came in, people just run for the hills now. I mean, before you kind of hung around. Oh, yeah, I think I'm going to stay around. I think I'm going to stay back. I'm going to do this, whatever. But the problem is it's not fun staying around when you have no electricity. So that's why I was saying, that's what I'm talking about, the generator. Okay, let's see. Yeah, okay, good thing. I'm glad you said that. I'm gonna go back. Yeah, I kind of got sidetracked, and I was gonna show the. Let's see. Yeah, here I am. Yeah, I was gonna talk about the website, but I started talking about hurricanes instead, because I was going into the. Yeah, see, I already messed up. That don't take long. You stayed long enough? That's what you're going to do. So, okay, we're going, okay, I'm at the generators, I'm at the batteries. Okay, so that's the deal. So the thing is, I guess you can say, what, the last 50 years I'm dodging hurricanes? One time I was in the right place. Betsy happened to be in California. Came over here. Another time I'm in New Orleans and it hits in Mississippi. But when Katrina came, I was in New Orleans, but I went to San Antonio. And man, that was bad, because they were talking about the Saints going over to San Antonio. You know how horrible that would have been? Let's see, there's my Saints deal. That would have been bad. That's what I had to hear. I went over to San Antonio and kept on talking about, yeah, they're going to move to San Antonio. And we're thinking, okay, our house is messed up. We can't see it. We spent three weeks in San Antonio until we, were able to come back. So you think you lost, everything was messed up. I didn't have it as bad as people in New Orleans had it, but we still lost a lot of stuff. But that's, going through that. And then like I said, all these other storms that came through, that was something else. So as far as hurricanes, you got to take it serious. So if you live in Texas, Louisiana, Mississippi, Alabama, Georgia, Florida, South Carolina, or North Carolina, those are the guys that kind of the first ones that kind of have to deal with it. And then sometimes, it goes out to the Northeast occasionally, but not that often. But sometimes it goes there. So I think everybody kind of knows about it. But all this stuff, even though I'm talking hurricane, because it's hurricane, the first day of hurricane season, all this stuff works for other snowstorms. I don't know anything about a snowstorm. Okay, I don't know about that. I've never been in a snowstorm. But there's probably 100 million people that are, living in the country that probably have, maybe even more. I don't know. So that's when all the batteries come into play, because the insurance, your electricity goes out. Or there's all kinds of other reasons to have that. Okay, I'm going to stop right there. I'm going to stop right on the DeWalt drill. After Hurricane Katrina, we bought a bunch of, a few power tools, and they were DeWalt, and we really liked it, and that's what we got today. We still got it from after Katrina. It's a good, if you take care of your drill, you take care of your saw, you take care of your whatever, you'll have it for a long time. That's some good stuff, without a doubt. So that's why I kind of said that. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and jump to the deal. Everybody tells me, how do you get to your live stream? How do you get there? Well, at least there's a few people that at least found it today. The thing that I did for the first for the first month, I basically did just Amazon. And then yesterday I got a little more braver, and I sent it out to Facebook and LinkedIn, because the more you try to do, the more things can go wrong. And that's usually what happens. So today I figured, okay, I'm starting a new month. Okay, let me see if I could do better this month than last month. That's what it's all about. Can I do better on June 1st than I did on May 1st? That's what it's all about. Just like losing weight, trying to get better than you were before. Okay, well, one way to do better is to help people find you. That's a good thing. And sometimes just because you find me one time, you might not find me another time. But this is definitely, positively, absolutely the easiest way to remember how to get to our storefront on Amazon or our live stream. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and jump over here. Now you can see the website. I'm gonna jump over here and I'm gonna show you. Look, if you go to www.madeinusafoods.us, the main thing is it's not the USA. And when you get the foods, it's with an S. And then the third part you got to remember it's not .com. It's so easy. Even I make that mistake sometime. I'm still capable of making the mistake. But the deal is all I ever write about is USA, 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 USA. Stuff that's made in the USA. That's what I write about all the time. I've been doing that for 7 years. I mean, a whole bunch of stuff. You wouldn't believe how much stuff I've written. Unless you're on LinkedIn. If you're on LinkedIn, then you probably know. But the deal is, even though I wrote a lot of stuff, a lot of times you don't see it because it's not distributed to you on LinkedIn. But anyway, I spent 24/7 for the last 7 years, kind of covering it. Okay, so madeinusafoods.us website. Okay, that's it. All right, so you see Calvin with that Alabama hat. He's easy to recognize. He's got that Alabama hat because you're not going to see me wearing it. I might have. I think I got my Louisiana hat today, but I think that shirt right there, I think that's the LSU shirt. So, okay, so if you see LSU and Alabama, so the funny thing about it is LSU's on one side of Mississippi and Alabama's on the other side. And when you're in Mississippi, it's pretty funny depending on where you are in Mississippi, depends on whether you're Alabama or LSU. But it's a big rivalry. Not to mention the Auburn-Alabama rivalry. Okay, so the deal is Made in USA Foods, whatever. If you click this purple thing, I think it's purple. I think it is. If you click that, you get over to Amazon. You see us on the live stream. If you go to I try to make it easy as possible. It says go to our Amazon store. So you click that, you go to the store. If you put follow our Amazon lives, you'll go to the live. It will show the one that's going on right now, or show the one I did yesterday or something like that. Even I don't know all the details because things might work a certain way for me and might work a certain way for you. So it might be a little different, but the main thing is that you get to my content. If you go down here, you see, go ahead and check out our Amazon storefront. Don't forget to follow us on Amazon Live. Okay, if you click this, guess where you go? You go right to us. Now, the thing about it is that once you get here, once you click that and you get to Amazon, the live stream, there's a follow button. Hit the follow button. Then the follow button will bring you to our live streams. And let me tell you, I'm doing a lot of live streams, a whole bunch of them. Sometimes Calvin's with me, sometimes not. But like I said, Calvin's got a very important television program that he wants to see today. He wants to see WWL, TV news, the weather team, talk about the hurricane season. I'll talk about hurricanes a little bit, but I'm going on. He loves to listen to it all day. Okay, when you get down here, I always talk about Fitbits. But once I started talking about Fitbits, I found out there's a whole bunch of people that buy Apple. Okay, so Fitbit, Apple. So you see all this, you say, oh, wow, that could be Randall. That might be Randall. You click any of that, you go right on where you need to go. You go right on over to the store. If you go over here, you see the stuff that I always talk about. I talk about community coffee all the time. I talk about Camellia brand red beans. That's big time over in New Orleans. They even have a Mardi Gras parade, red bean parade. How about that? By the way, I just saw this Members Mark. It's cashews, almonds, and walnuts with dark chocolate. I ran across it. I didn't have time to heat something up, so I grabbed a couple of these and knocked those out. Man, those things are good. I'm telling you, good. Calorie city, but has a good bit of fiber, and the fat's not bad. It's the good fat. It's not the bad fat. Don't worry, I get a whole bunch of that bad fat. Because we like to fry everything down here. I got the scale here and then the other one. But anyway, if you hit any of these things, and I don't know if I'll change it. I'll probably change it up later down the road. As time goes by, I can't do everything all at one time. I'm trying, though. When you get down here, if anybody knows me, they know I talk about red beans. One of the things about the red beans is that it's typical New Orleans. It's you talk about Camellia red beans. First thing that comes, you remember that thing, Match Game? You say a word, you come up with, if somebody said, red beans, Camellia. That's kind of the way it would work if you were from Louisiana. That's the first thing that comes to everybody's mind. I have a video on Evermore. That's owned by the Riley family out of New Orleans. It's not one of the big Fortune 500 companies, you know, the big brands, whatever. It's not one of those. It's a family run operation. And this is one of the brands that they own. Calvin and I got invited to the plant. How about that? Calvin got to roll in the plant. We went all over the plant in his wheelchair, and he got to see just about everything. So that was a big thing for him. So he enjoyed that. We did a videotape. We made some film of him being there. If you go here, you'll see all the people that I worked with. I worked with a whole bunch of different manufacturers over time. There's 25 different things you could read later down the road. If you want to check me out. If you want to check me out and know let's say you don't know who I am, go ahead and Google me and you'll see who I am. You know, sometimes you run into people and you say, who is that guy? And then you look him up and know there's nowhere to be found. You don't see him one time. And then you say, is he really who he said he is? But because I don't see him on the World Wide Web, don't see him on the internet, he's completely gone. So then you wonder. But in my case, you'll read a lot of stuff on me. Okay, so you got this, and I got the food shows. I'm always talking about the food shows. The next big food show is the Sweets and Snacks Show. If you're in the food business, you would probably like to go. If you're not, you'd like to go too, but not everybody could go to this. But the thing is, it's got all the sweets and snacks that have come out in the last probably year and a half, 2 years. So there's a lot of innovation that's coming out, and we love snacks. If you didn't like snacks or you didn't like food, you probably wouldn't be still here. You probably would move on and look for something that maybe it's, building a table for your barbecue pit, or maybe you'll look at somebody fixing their car, or music or video games. So there's a lot of other people that do that kind of thing. But that's not me. My deal's all food. When you get into the food business and you stay 45 years, I guess you like it. I do. Normal people, regular people that's not even in the food business, everybody's got to eat. I think about eating all the time as soon as I get up until I go to bed. Sometimes I try not to eat before I go to bed, but unfortunately I do. And one thing that's bad, you could have some bad dreams if you eat right before you go to bed, especially if it's a steak or something. That's bad. Okay, so the Texas restaurant show is coming. It was canceled last year. Texas, they do big things in Texas. So you know what they have over there. They have all kinds of great foods over there. And then you come to Louisiana and we got our great foods. So all this stuff between those two states, they produce a lot of stuff that make a lot of people happy around the country. You go all the way down to the bottom. I'm going to skip through all this. You could read it later. If you're on LinkedIn, if you ever have questions about LinkedIn, you want to know how it works. Well, I got a friend that wrote a book on it, so you could read that book. It's in my store. Brenda Meller Marketing. She wrote the story on what to do, especially if you're looking for a job or something like that. She does all that stuff, but when you live on LinkedIn for like 12 years, you know a thing or two. But I'm not gonna write a book, and I'm not gonna teach a class or anything like that. But if you got questions, you could ask. I can tell you about food. I can tell you about some of the stuff that Amazon has and how great Amazon is. I can tell you about all that. So whatever helps you. Hey, this French Market coffee. If I could get it to stop. This is made in New Orleans. So the deal is they've been around in the coffee business for a while, 125 years. So the deal is if you grew up in New Orleans and you moved to Alabama and you want to get some French Market coffee and they just don't have it locally to buy it, you could order it. You could have it delivered to your door. That's the cool thing. We could have exactly what we want. Back in the day, 30, 40, 50 years ago, you had to take what was there. You didn't have much variety. You remember Oreo cookies were just Oreo cookies. They didn't have all the candy things that they got today. Same thing with the popcorn. You don't have all this popcorn back in the day. You had to make your own popcorn. Now, all these food manufacturers want your life to be a lot easier, so they make it for you. And they add all kinds of great ingredients to it. And then we have no problem knocking that out. Hey, by the way, Jason Ricks, he has a LinkedIn Live too. Calvin and I have our LinkedIn Live show. One thing that makes it a little easier for me to do this Amazon Live is that I've done 124 of them at LinkedIn. Talk about, I didn't talk about, you think I'm lost here now? Man, I was really lost there. I didn't know because I wasn't in that business. And if you and if you ever think that doing live is easy, try it. See, it's interesting. Okay, and then if you got through my whole website and you get to the end, I got another one. Follow our Amazon lives. So that's all you got to do. That's all you got to do when you can find us. So just remember, write it down somewhere. If you could just remember made in USA foods.us. That's all. And then you will always be able to find us. So that'll be good. Okay. So let me see. There we go. All right. And then I go right here. I don't know if I had the wrong thing, or I might have had things messed up. All right. So okay, so I'm going to go back to the Amazon carousel. Man, every time I do this, I got to remember carousel. Got to remember carousel. That's not easy to remember. Sometimes you look at it and like, what they call that? It's tough. I'm going to have to say it 100 times for me to remember, because that's when you go live, your brain doesn't work as good. I can tell you that. Like I said, try it. You'll see. Okay, so I got the DeWalt tool, the drill. The drill works. The drill works great. And there's a bunch of things that they make. So, like I said, that's me. I'm not an expert at this, but I know that works out good. One thing I did do during my career, I went all over the country cooking product to try to sell chicken fried rice, shrimp stir fry, jambalaya, you name it. Every skillet meal you could possibly imagine. And it was all about putting it in a skillet, right? And cooking it fast. And it pretty much 10 to 15 minutes, you're done. But in this case, I had a gas grill. The one thing about the gas grill, if you brought the gas grill with you, man, you got the heat. When you turn the heat on right away, you got it, full blast. It's a cooking fast. Because if you're cooking it for a buyer, for instance, let's say you're trying to sell a particular chain store and you're trying to sell it to them, man, you got to cook fast, because you never know. He might walk in and he doesn't have a chance to try your product. So you got to cook, man. You got to cook fast. Well, anyway, the thing that I found out about this particular grill, this oven, is that you could use butane and propane. That is so beautiful. That's awesome, fantastic, because when you travel, you bring your stove, right? If you're flying in a plane, you can bring your stove, but you can't bring the fuel. So when you land wherever you get, then you get the stress of, oh man, I got to find some fuel. And I better remember, because I can't get over to the park without the fuel, because then I won't be able to cook, and then we'll really have a bad time. That's bad when you can't cook the food that you brought, right? So the deal is this cooks butane and propane. So it's a little more expensive than a one fuel option, but it just comes in so handy. I never got a chance to buy this because I got the other one, the butane, just the butane. But that would be a nice one to get. So I highly recommend it, because I cooked so many times. I can't even remember how many. So many times I cooked on here. Oh, by the way, if I went to a food show and I'm cooking it for 8 hours all day long. Cook all day long. Okay, so I got experience. All right, so I'm not a chef, right? But I can heat food up. At least I could do that. All right, the other thing that you run into problems with when you work, you go wherever. Let's say you go to your job, whatever, you come back, guess what? The grass is growing. The grass is definitely growing. Oh, man, I wanted to cut the grass today, but I just didn't get a chance. But it's growing. It's not going to stop for me. It's just going to keep on going. Boy, I could probably use another weed whacker and knock some grass down. Now, the one thing that I could tell you that I can't believe it, I just looked at what I've been selling. At first, I didn't know. The first couple weeks I was going through this, I was talking and I had no idea what I was selling. Now I kind of know. I know now what's selling. And the thing that's selling is Weed Eater City. So many different weed eaters are selling. And guess which one it is? It's this one right here. So I put one in the carousel. I talked about it, right? But what happens is you click it, you go to the section, and then you change your mind. You look at what I showed you. But but I'm not saying, if that doesn't work for you, that one I showed you for for 129. If that doesn't work, if you see this one for 105 and it works, because I can't keep up with the price. The prices change all the time. Every category is enormous with unlimited numbers of things. But I can tell you, this item right here, this WORX works. WG163 GT 3.0, that's the one that's rocking. Either that or somebody bought 10 of them at a time. I don't know. They're buying it for a crew or something. I don't know. But anyway, it's moving. I went ahead and put the Black & Decker. Black & Decker is another company that does a lot of different things to clean up in the yard. The Black & Decker works it's good for two things. Just the fact that the summer's here, there's probably a few trees you need to trim. And if you have a little chainsaw, you can take care of that. The other thing is, since it's hurricane season and today's the first day, if you end up like I did in October, we had trees all over the place, branches all over the place. I didn't have a chainsaw with me, but luckily later on down the road, I had a neighbor that showed up, and I really felt bad because the tree that was in my yard was blocking the road, and he came in and chopped it up pretty good. He was good. He not only did he have a chainsaw, he was pretty good with that chainsaw. He took things out. All right, the Weber grill. Okay, the Weber grill I showed you earlier part of the day. I had to change things up, right? Because this is how I led off the show last time, yesterday. Showed up with the traditional Weber grill. That sells pretty good, and it's affordable. But today I put the expensive natural gas setups. That's the one that you kind of want put on the wish list. This is the one that you might end up buying. So it just depends. It just depends how much of an importance you put on barbecue. I don't know about you. I love barbecue. That's great. I'm not like I tell people all the time. I'm no vegetarian. I know you could put veggie burgers on the. I know you could put that on the grill, but I want a hamburger. I want meat. I want sausage. I want things that. Oh, that's what I like. That's what I sold all my during my whole career, and that's what I like. By the way, my wife made some black beans. Okay, here we go. I just happen to have it. I didn't lose it yet. The Camellia black beans. They're known for red beans. Here it is. Let me see. But my wife got into the red beans, so I'm showing you. She got into it. But anyway, last week she did some black beans, and man, they were great. And what I said back then, I don't know if you saw this. Maybe you saw this. Maybe you didn't. I asked her, what sausage did you use? And she said, I don't know. I put 3 different sausage in there. But she didn't know. So anyway, I always like to know. Man, that was the best black beans I ever ate. I don't know. Either that or I was hungry like you wouldn't believe. But, man, it was great. Because sometimes beans are good for you. And it's healthy, but sometimes you're looking for other things to eat sometimes, right? But like me, I try to eat beans as much as possible. It's a great food. Hey, by the way, John M, thank you for following. I could use all the followers I could get. I just started last month on the 1st. So today's my 1 month anniversary. And the follower thing, it's kind of difficult because there's just so many people that tell me, follow you on Amazon. How do you do that? What's that all about? They don't even know about live streaming. So the thing is, it's a big educational process, and it takes a while. And so every follower on Amazon is definitely appreciated. On LinkedIn, it took me 12 years, but I have 70,000 followers. And the reason people follow me is because I'm talking about food all the time. If I was talking about something else, I might not have that many followers, but food is something that no matter what you do for a living, if you sell screwdrivers for a living or you sell motorcycles for a living, it doesn't matter. Everybody likes to eat. So, okay, so the Weber grill. Okay, so let's say you're not outside. All right, you're out. You did your big Memorial Day blowout, and you've been on the road for 4 days, and you ate all kinds of barbecue outside. Okay, now you're coming back into reality. You're coming back into the house. And if you came back into the house, then you got to think, well, maybe I should eat a little healthier because this weekend I didn't exactly eat that healthy, so you want to eat healthier. So I got this Emeril Lagasse air fryer. Okay. I'll put the Emeril Lagasse air fryer because I'll probably sell a Ninja. So it's just funny. You put it in, you hit the thing in the carousel. It brings you to Amazon site, and then they flood you with all kinds of different options of different things that you could, buy. So whether you buy a Ninja or an Emeril Lagasse, it doesn't matter. You buy what you need. Whatever you need, that's what you buy. So anyway, so this time it's going to be interesting to see what happens tomorrow. Maybe I'll sell what I'm talking about. I don't know. Emeril Lagasse. I used to, back in the day, I always talk about Fitbits. But back in the day, back in 2000, back in the early 2000s, I spent all my time on the treadmill because we couldn't, it was hard to measure how many calories you were burning and how far you were going back in that day. So I was on the treadmill, running and watching Emeril Lagasse cook. And you know what he cooks? Gumbo, jambalaya, that kind of stuff. All that stuff's good. So I was running and burning a bunch of calories. Wow, that's great. I should lose weight, right? No, because I was right next to the kitchen, and I'd go in the kitchen and I'd eat all the stuff that I would see. Because then you said, oh, well, I just did 10 miles. I should be able to get, you think, oh, well, I deserve this, whatever. So that's what I did for a bunch of years. I ran, and then I ate and I ate. Until one day I got up to 214 and I said, uh-oh, I need to do something there. So the deal in my case, it's kind of like calories in, calories out. That's the simple formula. I'm sorry, that's what it's all about. When you're burning calories, it's all about how much weight are you bringing from point A to point B. Just like a truck. Whether you're a truck, if you got 40,000 pounds of turkeys in that trailer, it takes a certain amount of energy to get it from North Carolina to Baton Rouge, Louisiana. Takes a certain amount. So the same thing with people. People are the same thing. Yeah. So let's see where and yeah. So the deal is that's what I did with Emeril Lagasse. Yeah. You see, I moved and I was like, where I'm going with this? Okay. Yeah. Emeril Lagasse. So I watched Emeril Lagasse and I watched all the different things, but it wasn't just Emeril Lagasse. He had that program, but what I used to like to see is that I used to like to see them. I like to see Mark Summers. Mark Summers had a program called Unwrapped, and he went to all the different food plants, and maybe he didn't. He narrated it. Maybe he didn't make it over there. I don't know. But anyway, it showed the insides of all the different plants, and that's what I was always interested in, is how it's made. That's what I was interested in, and that was a great way to see it. And what I would do is I'd videotape it on not videotape it. Let's see. I had a Panasonic, the CDR-W I forgot exactly what it is, but I had the one where you tape the whole thing, and then you could edit it at the beginning and edit it at the end, and then slide it to the front. I mean, it was by Panasonic. Panasonic's the one that had the technology. So I had all the episodes. It was like I had Amazon Prime. I had all the shows that I wanted. So what I would see, I'd have it all on the CD. I'd have a 6-hour, I guess it was 6-hour CDs, I think. 6 or 8? 6? It's been a long time. Anyway, 6. So I'd have Unwrapped, all the episodes. Well, now it's easy, right? Now it's easy to find. You could easily binge on something. So I was creating my own binge, right? So the deal is I'd get on so the next day I would go on the treadmill and I'd put my CD in. I'd run to the CD end, and I'd find another CD, and that's exactly what I did. So that's my Emeril Lagasse story. Okay, the other thing, I've been writing about manufacturers in the food business, and food manufacturers that are in the USA. And back in 2014, I came to the conclusion, the thing is, my son got sick and I couldn't travel, man. And I was like, what do I do? Can't travel. Well, if you can't travel, you can't work. It's kind of hard to work if I got to stay behind. He was really sick for about 8 months. It was terrible. So I figured, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to take my 38 years of experience, and I'm just going to write about every food manufacturer that I know about. And then I don't know about it. If I didn't know about it, we got this thing called the World Wide Web, and we can find out stuff. So I posted In 7 years, I posted over 10,000 times about all the different food companies that I came across. Of course, there's some that I did it over and over and over again, especially if it was made in Louisiana, because that's what I know. So that's what I did. But the thing that gets a lot of attention in the food business when you write, it's pizza. Man, pizza gets some attention. It's all about pizza. So anyway, I ran across this pizza oven because I represented several different pizza manufacturers, and the way you cook it is with this type of oven. This is an oven specifically designed for pizza. And if it ain't broke, don't try to fix it. That's what it is. $124. That's what I put there. So you might be in a family where you cook pizzas every day. I don't know. Maybe. If you do, that might be a good investment. Now, the other thing, I ran into this. Being in Louisiana, we love seafood. So I'm gonna sell every seafood under the sun. Even if it's not from Louisiana, I found oysters. It's kind of hard to believe, but I got oysters coming from the West Coast because of the seasons and because of different things. I got product from different places. But anyway, rainbow trout coming from Idaho, scallops coming from the Northeast. And I just brought smoked salmon coming from New York, smoked salmon coming from Minnesota, of all places. So I basically got every seafood item that comes in a bag or a box or a jar with a UPC code and sold it in the South, sold it in southern Louisiana and southern Mississippi. And that's what I did. One of the things I did, though, on the stuffed crab front, I ended up getting those from Bayou La Battery, Alabama. And what they did was they did the stuffed crabs. And back in the day, if anybody can remember that, I sold an unbelievable number of crabs. And what they did was they made little nuggets that I used to fry in the fryer. And the reason I'm saying that is all fryers are not created equal. Well, this fryer right here, man, it's got 5,000 watts. So the thing is, when you have a certain amount of oil and you have a certain amount of frozen product that you throw in the oil, guess what? That temperature is going to crash. It's going to go down real fast. But in this case, this is 5,000 watts. It's going to get it back to that temperature real quick. If you have a weaker situation and you're putting too much in, it's going to take a long time for it to get back to the right temperature. And guess what? Your food's not going to be that great. So when I ran across this one, I said, wow, that's an option. Okay. So just like anything, you click that, you go ahead and click it in the carousel, and it's going to bring you to all the fryers known to man, because Amazon sells a whole bunch of products. So you can see that. If you, I'll say this again, if you like content related to food, if that's what you like, if you like to talk about French fries and ice cream and baby back ribs and barbecue sauce and apple pie, cheesecake, it just goes on and on and on, M&Ms, whatever. I'm a good guy to follow on Amazon Live. If you like other stuff, if you like video games, there's other guys that cover video games. If you want to get really deep into computers, then there's just Amazon Live has a bunch of different live streamers that cover a lot of different subjects. So if there's other things that you like and you don't really care about food, that's not your thing, then maybe it doesn't work. It doesn't work for you. But in my case, if this is what you like, then go ahead and follow me. All you got to do is hit that follow button, and Amazon will let you know when I go live. If everything goes right, and I'm going to do my best, I'm going to go live. I'm going to go Amazon Live at 5:55 p.m. Central Time every day, unless I don't. Like last week. Last week on a Monday, I had an appointment. I had to go out of town, and I had to go ahead and take care of that. It was really important. I was like, oh man, you're kidding. All right, I'll do it. But now I know. Now I'm in the 5:55 ballpark. Now every time somebody wants to try to do something at 5:55, I'm gonna say I'm busy. I need to do it at a different time. So we'll see what the deal is. All right. I talk about the red beans all the time. The Camellia brand red beans. That's what New Orleans is known for, Louisiana. And anywhere in Louisiana, if you went to school in the Louisiana school, you ate red beans, you ate white beans, you ate pinto beans. You didn't eat black beans back in my day. I don't know if they do now. Maybe they do now. I didn't eat black beans until I got married. My wife's from Venezuela. They like black beans. So I ate black beans for the first time probably in 1984 or 85. And it's really good. I like it. Black beans are great. Like I just said, I don't know, 15 minutes ago, the best black beans I ever ate, or maybe the most hungry I ever was just last week, and it was great. Okay. If you go to my site, I always said, if you go to Made in USA, if you go to madeiniusafoods.us, not only is it a great way to find our live streams, whether I'm doing it by myself, whether I'm interviewing somebody else, whether I'm doing it with Calvin, regardless, if you're trying to find us, that's the best way to do. Go to the website first. But if you don't know how to make red beans like they do in New Orleans, then I put the red bean video there. It's been viewed millions of times. I'm not exactly sure how many. I don't know if it's 1 or 2 or 3, but a whole bunch of times it's been viewed. So it must be a good recipe, right? Well, anyway, it tells you exactly how to do it, exactly what you need. And it doesn't matter where you live. It doesn't matter where you live in the U.S. You got all the ingredients. The only thing that you don't have is the fact that you'll have a different sausage, because there's different sausage all over the country. Every state has their own sausage. Down in New Orleans, it's either Richard's, or Savoy, Chissacy. It could be Double D out of Bogalusa, Louisiana. Or it could be Tony Chasserie. There's a whole bunch of different sausages over in Louisiana. And then in Mississippi, you got Polk's, and you got Country Pleasing, and then you get to Alabama and you got Conecuh. And that's what Calvin likes. He always talks about Conecuh. Conecuh is great. If you ever get a chance to try Conecuh sausage, that's great. But every state in the country has probably their own sausage. So that's all you got to do. Put your own sausage, follow the recipe that's on our website, madeiniusafoods.us, and you'll be able to pretty much duplicate what happens in Louisiana. We go through a tremendous amount of beans in the food service operation. By the way, the tourism business in New Orleans this weekend was off the charts. The best day in like forever. Even the airport did great. The line at Cafe Du Monde was, there's no way I'm staying in that long of a line. That line, I don't know how long it took them to get beignets, but man, you must have really wanted some beignets to stay in that line. So it was unbelievable. So that's a good sign, because that means that the food service operations in Louisiana are coming back. Now, a lot of people say, oh, they're coming. Well, they're coming back, but it takes a lot of work to come back, because you can't say, you've been basically shut down for a year and then you're going to make it back in a weekend. No, you got to work every day, and get the, business back on their feet. So if they made it this far, there's a good chance that a lot of these guys can make it. And one thing, remember, when you go to a food service operation, whether it's in Louisiana or anywhere else, they're stretched. They're really stretched. A lot of the guys that were running the show way back in the day, they may be doing something else. So there's a lot of new people running that, running the show at the restaurant, and you just have to give them some patience for them to learn it. Just like me, I don't know Amazon. I'm not a professional Amazon guy. I got 1 month under my belt, just 1 month. So it's going to take me a while to get it going. So when you go and visit as a tourist, just remember that the food guys need a break. There's going to be some mistakes, and it's going to be a learning process, but they're going to get it together. But Louisiana is the place. When I traveled all over the country, everybody told me, New Orleans is the place I want to go. I want to go visit. If I ever get a chance, I want to go visit. I had other people that tell me, man, every time I go to New Orleans, I go on a diet before I get there. Oh yeah, you better believe it, because they got a lot of stuff that'll get you in trouble. The beignets are one of them. And then not to mention all the fried food that goes with it. Because if you're going to eat some catfish in New Orleans, you're going to eat it fried. You eat a fried catfish po' boy. If you eat some shrimp, you might eat it boiled, okay? Boiled's pretty, hot boiled shrimp out of the Gulf. That's good stuff. But I think the best way to do it is bread it and fry it. You heard what I said, right? Fry it, okay? Hey, they got a manufacturer here called Louisiana Fish Fry. From what I understand, they're the #1 breading fish breading in the country. Well, they developed an air fryer breading. Okay, if that's what they do, they ought to know how to do it. So they came out with that. Okay. So the deal is, if you get one of those Emerald Lagasse air fryers, or you get one of those Ninja fryers, just to let you know, there's some seasoned Louisiana style breading that has a lot of flavor, and it's specifically made for air fryers. Now, is it exactly the same thing? I don't know. I'm not up on that because I haven't checked that out, but I'll find out later. So anyway, that's my story there. Okay, so you want to know about red beans, and you live somewhere in the country, somewhere in the 50 states, and you want to do it. Remember, go to madeInUSAFoods.us. I'm sorry, madeInUSAFoods.us. Yeah, that's it. I thought I messed up, but I guess I did. The Instapot, or it's Instant Pot, right? Instant Pot, but because the Instagram is so close to it, I guess people call it Instapot. Now, is that the case? I don't know. I don't know if that's the deal. But you know something? These two items, they got a whole bunch of reviews. They're two good, great, super awesome, fantastic pieces of merchandise that will cook your product. Cook your pot of beans, whether it's red, black, or white. It'll do that, and it'll do a lot of other things. But if you're one of those guys that likes Star Wars, you could get a Star Wars Instapot or Instant Pot. So I'm not putting it, I didn't put it in the carousel, but just let you know, if you want to be a little different than the rest, and you want to have something special that will get some attention, I'm telling you, if you have a Star Wars Instant Pot to cook your stuff, when they see it in your kitchen, they're gonna say, "Wow, look at that!" But it's on Amazon. It can be delivered to your door, and that's the deal. Okay, in my store that I run with Calvin, I'm in charge of food. Calvin's in charge of Alabama hats. That's all he when he wakes up in the morning, he always wants to know, hey, what's the situation on the Alabama hats? Did we sell some yesterday? That's what he's asking me every day. So he looks forward every day to find out what's going on. So that's good, for him. One thing that I got, I ended up getting some. Let's see if I got it. Where it's at? Okay, I got some samples of some pumpkin seeds. I don't know about you, but I mean just about everything. But I somehow I don't think I ever ate pumpkin seeds. I don't remember ever eating it, because I used to look at them and I see they were like plain. So I was like, there's no seasoning on there. It's not, it's not like a Planters cashew. Man, a Planters cashew is awesome, fantastic. And then I looked at the pumpkin seed and it looked like a little boring as far as I was concerned, right? So then this company out of Illinois. In fact, the guy I know the guy. I know him, and he sent it to me. But this particular product, this is a small world. I'm telling you, this product is made in the same plant. In the same plant that I used to work with for like 12 years. And they're making this and that same thing. How coincidental is that? That's just unbelievable. But the thing is, I told him, I said, look, I don't know what I can do. I wrote about it, I don't know, about a year ago. And I did some giveaways on it and stuff like that, but I didn't exactly know. I thought it was like the ground floor, like just getting started. And the thing is, I was wondering, how can I help them, get some distribution? So all I do is talk about it. I make people aware of it. And I don't know if he ended up getting extra distribution or anything. I don't know. But the one thing I can tell you is that now that I'm working on Amazon, I could tell you about it. This product is awesome. Fantastic. Let me get it again. They got a bunch of different flavors. I like the chili lime, and they got a chipotle one, okay? But the deal is, okay, wait, I got to read this because I can't remember exactly what the deal is. I'm a big fan of almonds and pistachios, right? And sunflower seeds. I like the dill flavored sunflower seed. That's what I like. But anyway, sunflower seeds, almonds, and pistachios. Do you know that this has more protein? Hey, that's one good thing. Let me see what else. As far as fiber is concerned, All the other stuff has 3 grams of fiber. This has got 4. Wow, another positive thing. And then I go to the next one, net carbs. It's got 1 gram. The other ones have 2, 3, and 5. Hey, another positive. Hey, that's pretty good. That's good positive stuff, because there's a lot of people that buy stuff and they're always looking for the thing that makes it great. Well, that's great. This is good. The product is, it's not. It's affordable. Let's put it that way. I think it's 2 bags. Is it? You got 6 bags for $23.96. That's not bad. And a bunch of different flavors. So if you wanna have a snack that's going to be different than let's say people are visiting and you want to feed the kids some kind of snack, it's going to be something they probably never tried. So you're always, like when you go on Amazon, you look for stuff that you can buy at a competitive price. You look for things that are a little different. This is a little different and it's affordable. So that's a good thing. You're not paying 3 times as much for it. And guess what? It may do so well over time on Amazon that it may get some more distribution. So that's just somebody that I know. All right. If you cooked for a Memorial Day and you weren't paying attention to what you were doing and things caught on fire or something like that, you might need a hose. And my hose, I have a 100-foot hose, and the thing is heavy as can be. And when you're dragging it around, and then the thing is, after it gets a little age, you know how the water stops moving. You got to find out where it got into a knot. You know how it doesn't do that when it's new, but when it gets old, it's a disaster, especially when it's 100 feet. And it takes you a long time to undo the knot so that the water could go. So if you finally got to the point where the old one has to go, you could get the new one. I thought this was like a fad in the beginning when they start showing it on infomercials. I thought it was like I thought it was like short-lived, but no, I guess not. It's popping up all over the place, so it's working out pretty good. It's lightweight. I don't use one, so I don't know how great it is, but I think it is because the concept's pretty good. It's light. Light is better than heavy. Okay, the one thing I always talk about is my Fitbit. Losing 51 pounds in 17 weeks is something that I'll never do anything as super fantastic as that. I'm pretty happy with it. Can you imagine if you could just spend $10,000 and say, I'd like to lose 50 pounds? There's a lot of people that pay that in a minute. You know how much work it takes to get the 50 pounds off? It takes a lot. So anyway, I talk about Fitbit all the time. And what I did was I put in this case, I talked so much about Fitbit that I decided to go ahead and put Apple. So I got the Apple Watch. It doesn't matter. You hit the Apple, you go out in the section, and then you're going to see all the different watches. So you get to see what's what. But the deal is you got an Apple and you got a Garmin and you got a Samsung right in the $200 range. This Fitbit I paid $330 in October. Didn't hesitate. As soon as it came out, I bought it. It's a pretty cool watch. It's easy to charge up. It lasts six days. You know, as far as I'm concerned, you charge it every 3 days or so because you don't want it to run out of gas, right? You don't want it to die in the middle of the night, and then when you look to see how much you slept last night, it doesn't tell you because you let it go dead. No, so you do it every 2 or 3 days. You just go ahead and put it on the laptop. You stick the USB port into the computer, and then it's got a magnetic thing on the back that clicks. It clicks. You know, it's just so easy. And you take a shower, you finish, you come back, you get your watch, and it's probably going to be charged up. It happens pretty good. It happens pretty fast, and it's a good thing. So I put that watch just to kind of get you in that section. Okay. I guess I'll be talking about this forever. I hope we're not talking about this in 2055, 2055 in 2025 or something. Hopefully this is the last year and it's gone. But anyway, I need it. I hope my lighting doesn't get messed up. We'll see. My lighting was a little messed up yesterday. So the deal is my wife ordered this from Amazon about a month ago. And it's pretty cool. And right now it's 8.99 a piece, so 9 cents a piece. And it's a pretty good deal. It comes in 2 50 count packages. 250 counts. And what you do is if you don't need 100, just take 50 and give 50 to somebody else. Believe me, there's somebody. Everybody uses them, right? Everybody uses masks. So, well, not everybody, but, most people. I went ahead and put, when I traveled around the country, I had an HP and I had an Apple. And the reason I had two is that the HP, I used to crunch Nielsen data in the frozen industry. And I did that for a long time, a very long time. So I know what sells and what doesn't sell. And since I know what sells and what doesn't sell, that's a good thing for Amazon Live because I could share that with you. I could tell you during the course of time, even though I'm not trying to sell something to you, I could tell you whether something is good or bad or in between. Don't buy, I wouldn't buy that one. I'd probably buy this one because you'll have better results. Hey, an example. Let me just tell you. This right here, this Innovation Cuisine General Tso chicken, it's awesome, fantastic. I mean, okay. I've said a lot of times that this is the best one I ever, this is the one I like the most, more than anything else. Okay, but there's a few other good ones too, but I think this is it. I think it's like if I had points, it would be, it has a 9.99 and maybe the other ones get 997 or 995 or something. But you need an air fryer. You do the chicken and man, this sauce it's got a kick. It's got a kick, but not too bad. It's not that big of a kick, but it's got a nice kick and it's sweet. So and the thing is, I don't know anybody that comes close to this as far as General Tso. So I'm not in a situation where I go somewhere and I say, I'll take the General Tso because I think it's going to taste like that. I know it's not. It's not. That's how good this thing is. And the other reason I know is when I did the Nielsen data, I found out that it was the fastest selling thing that they did. And that's from the beginning, the beginning of time. That's the item. The other one that does good, they have an orange chicken and they have a sweet and sour chicken, and they do good. And they've been kind of giving some competition to General Tso, but General Tso is a good deal. The other one, I know I was talking about laptops, but hey, I was thinking about it. The other thing is, the laptop is where I got the data, right? So I'm talking to you about that. If you ever run across this, let's see, the chicken fried rice from Ajinomoto. That's awesome. That's fantastic. I saw them on Unwrapped. I think it was Unwrapped on the Food Channel. If you sell something at retail with a UPC code and it's food, I probably see it on TV. And the thing with that is I saw them making it and they were putting bacon fat in the recipe instead of using like canola oil or something. They were using bacon fat for this, some seasoning. So that's where the flavor comes. That's why it's so good. The other thing is they put bacon in there. That can't hurt, right? I know it's called chicken fried rice, but I welcome bacon anytime. And that's what they did. So that one rocks. So the thing that I can tell you is that those two items in the frozen food department, if you buy them, you will probably like them. And there's a good chance that you might buy them for the rest of time because you say, wow, Randall really knew what he was talking about. If you don't care for them, I think you're going to be in the minority. Well, first of all, you got to like chicken. First of all, you got to like chicken fried rice. First of all, if you don't like chicken fried rice, then okay, that's one thing. The other thing is General Tso. If you don't like sweet and you don't like spicy, then of course don't buy it. But if you do like it, I'm telling you, that's the thing to do. The air fryer, like I said, if you can get the air fryer to get crispy chicken, real crispy with the sauce, that works. Okay, so HP, I had an HP, and I used that to do all my Nielsen data. And then when I made a presentation to a grocery store chain, I downloaded it myself. I wasn't waiting to get the information from anybody else. I put my own deals together. So when somebody wanted to know whether something sold or not, or what did the best and what did I could adapt. I could put it together myself. I knew how the numbers were composed. Then I put the Apple MacBook Pro. And the reason I was so high on MacBook Pro is that I learned the first time I ever did a website was on a MacBook Pro. And it was like, wow, I can't believe it. I was like blown away. Remember, that's before social media. Social media wasn't here yet. Amazon was a bookseller back in that day. But the deal is that was the early days. And I was like so happy. Man, well, I tell you what I did. That's what I did. I came up with the Nielsen data. I ranked all the items and what was good. Well, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And what I used to do is I used to put them in, I used to put it on the website because that was social media. That was it. But how do you get people to see it on your website? That's tough. That was tough. And then of course, later on down the road, social media started and it's a whole new ballgame. The good thing about it is that with social media, you got a good story to tell. You could share it on social media and it goes far. Just like I said about the red beans, making red beans from New Orleans with Camellia brand. You make it once and you share it with the world. So that's the thing that's really good. Now on June the 8th, I'm going to have Michelle Mazzara. Wait, hold on. No, I'm sorry. Michelle Mazzara is going to be with me on the 9th. She's going to do the show with me. And what she did was she came out with a line of tea, a line of healthy tea. I don't know nothing about tea. Tea's not my deal. I know a little bit, but she knows a lot more. So she's going to be on my show on the 9th. And then Matthew Askrew, he's an ex-Marine. He makes hoopie pies from out in North Carolina. He does 3 pies. These pies are not shelf stable. They're refrigerated and they're really good. And it's not distribution on Amazon, but it's just to talk about the baking business or just things in general. We'll talk about. The thing is, I always like to hear what other people say. I could talk about this. We might go through the thing and he may say, "Man, did you ever use that? What about this mixer?" My wife told me that. Put a mixer in the carousel. I forgot to put the mixer there. I wanted to put a mixer. Man, when you have a good mixer, man, you use it. You use it a lot. So I'm going to have to go. I know exactly which one it is too. So I have to go digging into it. And then of course I could put it in the store. The thing is, once I find a good thing that works, then I can put it in the store so that even though I'm talking about new things later down the road, because when you got millions and millions of SKUs, I could talk every day and never repeat anything if I wanted to, but that's not going to be the case. All right. So the Apple MacBook Pro, you could check into it. Remember, school's going to start for a lot of college kids and high school kids and whatever. And that's right around the corner. That's probably, I guess, August, right? I don't know. Everything's all messed up. I don't know what's happening now, but I guess around August. So you could kind of start fishing, right? Putting it on your wish list. Because if you could get the MacBook Pro on your wish list and you can end up getting it, man, that's great. That's a great deal. I wanted to change up the carousel a little bit, so I did find an HP that was a lot cheaper, $949, so it's like $400 or $500 cheaper, more affordable. It's still a 17.3. I'm gonna kind of lean toward the 17.3 because it's good to have that Excel spreadsheet. That Excel, if you're into Excel spreadsheets, it's always good to have a wide computer. It's not good on an airplane because on the airplane you kind of like all mashed up. And I found another Apple MacBook 2020 and it's $949, so that's much more affordable than the other one. I always say the cable companies, they always advertise that you could get coverage all over the house. Well, that's not the case at my house. So, man, if I do everything that I talk about, man, I'm gonna have a big wish list. But this one's $25.94, and I gotta find out. I gotta do some digging. But I think that'll solve a lot of problems. That'll be the best money you could ever spend at $25.94. If you could go into a room that you can't get, a signal in, if you could use another room in your house with the computer, because that's kind of how we are, right? We're bringing our phones and the computers are all over the place, and we want to always know what's going on. So you don't want to be in a room with no coverage. That's no good. Well, let's put it this way: if your phone don't work in the room, guess what? That's a room you're never going to go to, because you're going to stay where it works. That's going to be a closet, I guess, or something. Okay, then I ran across the Samsung. Hey, a 50-inch Samsung, a smart. I have a TV that's smart, but it ain't that smart. I think this is a lot more smarter, because I think the one I have that I bought in 2010. So man, all kinds of innovation has happened since then. So I can't wait. I can't wait to the upgrade, because guess what? My eyes are not getting any better. Man, go ahead and get old and see what happens to your eyesight. It just doesn't work out too good. Unfortunately, my age starts with a 6. I wish it started with a 5 or a 4 or a 3 or a 2, but unfortunately, I got the 6. But anyway, never thought that all these phones or these TVs would have that kind of high definition. It's incredible. Now, I was messing around on Amazon the other day, and I went into a section I wasn't familiar with, and I ran across these 2 coffee machines. And these coffee machines were listed as most wished, like on a wish list or something. So, man, that looks good. Wow. I don't know if the other. Oh, wow. Yeah. Okay. So what I did was I put the K-Cup machine, and I put the slim one. But these 2, look at that, 19,104 reviews. That's pretty good. And the other one's got 22,998. That's a lot of reviews. So I bet you there's a lot of people that own these 2, and they are nice. They are nice. But the other thing is, you click it in the carousel, and you go on out to the section. And if you want to get a Mr. Coffee from way back when, if that's what you're comfortable with, some people use the same thing forever and ever and ever. That's kind of like me. There's certain brands that I decided to go with, 30 years ago, and here it is, 30 years later, I'm still buying that one brand. Man, when you can get somebody to use your stuff for that long, that's great. So anyway, these 2 K-Cup situations are here, really nice. And I ran across the community again, so I'm going to put that in all the time. Hey, to get that product, 2 32-ounce community coffees with chicory. Now, I did look. I didn't have room in the carousel, but there's a few other flavors. I think there's a signature flavor, and there's a Mardi Gras flavor. I think. I'm not sure. That's either 23 or pretty close to the same ballpark. But that's pretty affordable. That really is. Because if you go check the price, in the stores locally, this gives this is a little competitive here. This is definitely competitive. And the good thing about it is you could live in another part of the country and still get the pricing that, a ballpark price that we would get being in the local market. I told Calvin. Now Calvin's looking at his my son Calvin. He's looking at his weather program on WWL. He's all excited. That's what he's doing. And he told me, make sure you sell some hats. So what he says all the time, hats are $20. So this is $20. So I got an Alabama hat here. Depending on what school you like, of course, you could get all the different schools that's available. And then I went ahead and put the thermos. Oh, not the thermos, but yeah, well, the thermal, whatever you want to call them. This is one that I got sent to me by one of the C-store guys. He sent it to me. I was like, what? I can't believe it. Let me tell you this story. This was pretty good. My son Calvin, well, you can see him right here, right, with the Alabama hat right here. Okay, I don't know if you can see the pointer or whatever. But he had a particular glass that he used all the time. So we were always putting water in it, and he was drinking it all day, and that's what he used for a long period of time, very, very long period of time. And we went somewhere, and we were coming back, and I put the glass in a particular place, and when I opened the back of my vehicle, it rolled out, fell on the concrete, and shattered. Okay, well, that was it. That was it. Once it broke, that was it. And I'm thinking to myself, man, I got to get another one like this, because the deal is we needed to replace it. Something because I can't give him a cup with no top. It has to have a top because he has cerebral palsy, so he has trouble moving and drinking and it's tough. So you got to make sure it doesn't spill. So I had to get him another glass, and then Tim Young from 5 Star. He sent him from 5 Star. He sent him a Reese's Yeti thermal deal, which was perfect for him. But the deal is, it came at the right time. It couldn't have been it couldn't have been at a better time. So the best thing that you could ever get from somebody is to get it when you need it. And we needed it. We needed to change to something. And it happened at the same time. So we really love it. Hey, and on top of that, I got to tell you, I'm a big fan of Reese's, and Calvin is too. He loves chocolate peanut butter. He always talks about chocolate. So we'll probably have this for a very, 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 very long time, because this is going to last for a long time, and it works. Hey, here's the deal. Here's Calvin's new thing. The one thing with Calvin is I'll always want to make sure that he gets enough, that he stays hydrated. Okay, I think it's very important for him because he takes a lot of medications. It's very important for him to be hydrated. So I just set that up. I put the Mio in the water, and then what happens is he drinks way much more than he ever did before, and that's good. That's good because then he stays more hydrated. Water is sometimes not as exciting. You know what I'm talking about. Some water's great, some water's not. The best time you like water is when you're working out in the yard cutting the grass. Then any kind of water satisfies the situation. But if you're in your house and you're not sweating and you're not really working that hard, then you can be particular. But anyways, ever since I started putting drops in his water, the flavored drops, he loves it, and it gets the job done because he drinks a lot more. And then this particular thermal deal keeps it nice and cold all day. I set him up in the morning, and just in case he gets sidetracked, he comes back to it and it's still cold. It works. Okay, so they have the thermal. I got the Alabama one. It's not a Yeti, but it's an Alabama glass. So depending on with the football season starting soon, right? And the thing is, this year it looks like everybody's going to be able to attend the game, and you're going to have the tailgate parties and stuff like that. Well, if you have a tailgate party, you got to show off your team, right? So I guess things like this are really going to take off. They're going to sell. Hey, something I just ran into. You just never know what I'm going to throw up in the carousel. You see, I remembered the name carousel. I haven't forgotten it yet, but I bet you one day I forget it. I saw the Scott's Turf Builder. That's just another thing. That's just another thing. You click that, you go into the garden section, and you might find something that you need, some kind of fertilizer that you can't buy or you can't find or you used to use but you can't get it no more or whatever. So that's just one little thing that can get you in that right section. Then I came across a DeWalt. Could the No, the thing basically what well, you just let me know what you sell. Oh, okay. So it works out good. What's the well, the thing is, now I'm doing the Amazon thing, but what I do is I write about all the companies on LinkedIn. So you just need to let me know what you got. I'll look and see what you have. That's Sriracha. Yeah. Yeah, I have a friend that told me, yeah, you got to do something. If you the thing I run into is that they got some grass that grows real fast. And you gotta get it to where that grass slows down and slows down the situation. So the good grass grows faster and the bad grass grows slower. Yeah. So I don't have that figured out, but I'll know. Yeah. Just go ahead and let me know when you find out. By the way, are you already following me? You just hit the follow button. I don't know if you are or not or whatever. But yeah, so the thing is, what I did at, just so you know, what I did on LinkedIn for 7 years, I wrote about everybody. I wasn't looking for, whether it was a company that was a startup that was doing $100,000 a year, or it was a company that was doing 10, $100 million a year. It didn't matter, or $1 billion a year. I just wrote about everybody from the very small startup to the large company. I wasn't selling space, I wasn't selling ads or anything like that. So it didn't matter. It was just content. So all I was doing was content. So the thing is, on Amazon, the good thing about it is that now no matter what I talk about, if it's on Amazon, I can actually make a few bucks. So that's a cool thing. I never thought that would happen. So basically what I'm doing is starting over at 60, starting from scratch, all over again. An entrepreneur. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Hey, thanks for the follow. I appreciate that. That's all I'm talking about. Okay. Food. And then the thing is, while you talk about food, you talk about life and things that you run into. Like before I started this, this is unbelievable. I never thought this. Before I started, my wife wanted me to help her to go plant some pineapple plants in the ground, because we have three pineapple plants in a container, and they got pineapples on it. So I never went to Hawaii. I went all over the country, all over the place, right? But I never, ever went to Hawaii or Alaska. So the thing is, one of the places that that has pineapples is Hawaii. So I never been there. So next thing you know, my wife, I didn't know at first, she cut the top off and she planted it way back when. Now it's got pineapple. It's got a pineapple. Each one of the plants have a pineapple, and it's pretty big. I'd say the pineapple is about this. Well, let's see. About this size. Well, I can't. What would be a good size? Yeah, I guess it would be like this, like the size of a Coke can, like a Diet Coke can. That's the size of it. Man, that's awesome, fantastic. I just hope that it goes to maturity and I get 3 big pineapples, because it's just the fact, it's just the experience of being able to do a pineapple. Now, if it's to grow some pecans, that's no big deal for us, because we grew up with pecan trees in our backyard and we've been picking pecans all our life. That's not a big deal, but a pineapple is. So I'm pretty excited. Yeah, as long as it don't do that. Yeah. We got a long way to go before that causes any problem. The other thing is, I'm real close to where my house is real close to the port of Gulfport, and that's where all the pineapples come into, a good chunk of them, pineapple. A good chunk of them end up coming into the port, the Dole pineapples. And one of the things my wife does, my wife loves to make pineapple upside down cake. She's been doing that for like 35 years. So she might be able to make pineapple upside down cake with her own pineapples. That'll be something different. Okay, the next thing. So all I got to say is, if this DeWalt, yeah, it's a blower. I bet you it blows things everywhere. That's not an inexpensive piece of merchandise. So that definitely does the trick, without a doubt. Then I put the Black & Decker hedge trimmer. I started thinking about everything. The thing is, you just want to, the thing is, when you go to a grocery store or you go to a store, you walk in the store and you see everything. When you go on Amazon, you don't see it all, because it's in a computer and it's in files. It's all over the place, but you don't see it. So it's a little more difficult to see everything. So the thing is, you're always thinking about things that you could look up on Amazon that you could either find or save a bunch of money. So that's what it's all about. 40 volts. Damn. Wow. That's strong. Okay. I got you. Okay. So the Black & Decker deal. So that's a possibility. And then I found a DeWalt chainsaw. So I figured, let me go ahead and put that chainsaw in because, like I said, if we end up, if you live on the coast and you end up in a storm and you lose your electricity and the trees get knocked out all over. Remember, you don't even have to have a hurricane. You could just have a front come through and mess everything up. So that definitely comes in handy. And I was lucky. I had a neighbor that took care of the big tree that fell down, for Hurricane Zeta. I was lucky to have somebody to help me, but you don't always have that help. It's not like somebody comes from next door and cuts your tree down for you. Yeah. Okay. And then I ran across, I just started to think, what else can I, whatever. So I said, a circular saw would be a good thing to look up. So here's a DeWalt 7 1/4 at 120. So it's something, like I said, if you don't have that and it's something that you might want later down the road, you could put it on your wish list. The other thing is you could, maybe, Father's Day is coming around the corner. Maybe your father or your grandfather or your great-grandfather has a circular saw that's been around for 27 years and it's all rusted. Maybe he wants a new one that works better. So that's a possibility. Then the other thing I thought about, let me think, what else can you use for a hurricane season if you get a hurricane? Because you got to remember the number of people that live in Texas, Louisiana, Mississippi, Alabama, Georgia, Florida, South Carolina, and North Carolina. That's a lot of people. So they might need a flashlight. Maybe by the way, the flashlights are getting better and better. Man, they're getting brighter. I like that white light, that bright light, that 5,000 K. Just in case you don't know, because some people don't know, that yellowish light is like 2,700 K. That bright white light is like 5,000 K or 5,500 K. That's just something that some people don't know. I ran across this because I thought it was cool. I heard somebody was telling me about this little refrigerator. I don't remember. I think I remember who it is, but I'm not sure. But he's telling me about the little refrigerator, and then I ran across it. So I said, "Wow, man, let me go ahead and put that in there. That's pretty cool. $32. It looks like it's got some good reviews. It's not like they sell hundreds of thousands of them, but it's pretty neat. And if you do have the little refrigerator on your desk and somebody comes to visit you, they'll be impressed. They'll say, "Wow, that's a little refrigerator." But it gets the job done. If you think about it, as long as it keeps enough, drinks cold enough for you and whoever you work. Let's say you're working 2 people and it holds, I don't know if it holds 6 or 8. I'm not sure. When I'm looking in the carousel, I don't get to see all the details, so I don't really know. But that's a pretty interesting thing to have if you could get there. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and let's see. I'm gonna go ahead and I'll just go ahead and stop at the. I'll just go back to the front with the natural gas grills. This is something that definitely belongs on everybody's wish list. I lived the majority of my life in a house that had just electricity. So then later down the road, I ended up with a house that had natural gas, and I said, "Wow, man, if I could have one of these grills, that would be great." So at age 57, I guess, or something like that, I ended up getting something I wanted for like 30 years. I got it. So that's awesome. So there's a lot of things on Amazon that you could put on your wish list, and just keep an eye on it, because you never know, it might go to the right price. I did go to a virtual meeting today on Amazon Live, the live streamers, the influencers, or whatever the deal is, and they were talking. I didn't know this. I just found this out today, that I could work on some deals, that some of the, I know so many people in the food business in the US, and they sell product on Amazon. I can work out some deals. I don't have any promos now, because I wanted to keep it kind of simple. But later down the road, I'll be able to work with guys that I worked with 10 years ago, 20 years ago, 3 years ago, that want to sell more product on Amazon, and they may give me a deal I can't refuse. The Amazon thing, I don't know. I'm just saying, if you have an item that's priced pretty well, I mean, it's got a good price, and you can discount it to a certain thing where you can't refuse it yourself. That's a good way to try something. And it's just like coffee. Let's say we're talking coffee. if a coffee's the right price and you say, what can you lose to spend $3 a pound, $3 for a pound of coffee? And then you try it and you like it, you may be a customer for life. So I got the possibility down the road to do a bunch of different promos with a bunch of different manufacturers. That's what I know. I went to all the food shows around the country, a whole bunch of them. So I know a lot of people, a whole bunch of people. So I'm looking forward to the possibility. I just found out today that I could work out some deals. So I'm looking forward to that. That's great. So let's see. I'm going to go ahead and jump on. Let me see. I'm going to go ahead and jump into one of the sections. I like to go into the bestseller sections and then see what they have. So let's see. I'm going to jump on over here. Yeah. Oh, okay. I'm looking at the chat on Angelus. Hey, Angelus. Mr. Calvin is busy today. He had an appointment, a prior appointment. He wanted to watch the weather, some hurricane special on Channel 4, WWL. And since you did live in New Orleans at one time, you know who I'm talking about. WWL, CBS, New Orleans. And Nellie's, you lived over here too. Yeah, Calvin. I'll tell Calvin hello when he finishes with his appointment. And then, hey, Karen, how you doing? Yeah, I'm trying to be. The one thing, hey, Karen, the one thing, it's hard. It's hard to work if you got to take care of your son. You can't go to a job interview and say, hey, I'm here to get the job and I'm bringing my son. Well, that just doesn't work. Okay. But in this case, I'm able to do this. Calvin's busy watching TV. And then the thing is, I come to the conclusion I can do this. If I get to a certain point and I want to keep on going, I could go ahead and put a timer for 2 minutes, and then everybody could go look for something, or they could go get something to eat in the kitchen, go get something to drink, go whatever. And then I could go see Calvin. And I could get him something to drink, or I could change his channel, or I could bring him to go to the bathroom. One of those three things. Okay. And then I could run back, and maybe I'll be out of breath or whatever, but I come back and I continue my show, right? And then later on down the road, he wants something else, I'd take another break, So I think it works out good, because at first I was kind of like, should I do this? Should I not? Should I do this? Should I not? So I did it. I did it one time. And I forgot what the deal was. I had 22 people watching. So I figured, okay, by the time I get back from taking care of things, right, when I come back, then the 22 people would be gone. And what happened is I had just as many as I had when I left. So nobody went anywhere. And it came back. And so that makes it good. So the other thing is, when you do, if I go ahead and stop, and then all of a sudden you think, well, he left. And then if I come back 2 hours later and start, maybe you don't know. So what happens is you start at zero again. So then you're talking to nobody for 5 minutes. Then you talk to a few people, then a few people, and then you got to build it up all over again. So once you get your audience, it's good to continue going. One thing about, this is the deal on LinkedIn. I did LinkedIn for 12 years. What LinkedIn wants is you get to the point and you're off, because people are running their businesses and they're running a business and they don't have time to watch a 10-minute video or a 12-minute video or 20-minute video. But the thing is, on Amazon, it's a whole new ballgame. If you're on Amazon, you're not coming on Amazon to be in a hurry. You're coming on Amazon because there's a possibility that you might want to buy something, or you want to learn something about something. So then it's it's like my world got turned upside down, just like that. So when I started on the first, I didn't start from a complete scratch. I mean, I didn't start from scratch as far as being able to do live video, because at least I had 120 of them in the bucket already. So I wasn't completely new, but I still had to run into a bunch of different new things. Like one of the things, okay, I think I'm off of the screen again. Yeah, because I was getting ready to I was getting ready to jump somewhere. The fact that I had to get an Apple phone, then that changed everything. That changed everything. So okay, so I'm going to go ahead and jump on over. I'm going to jump on over to the bestseller section to see what's what. Okay. All right. I got that. Got that part right. And I'll get it. Sooner or later. Okay. Let me jump over here. There I am again. I'll find my way back home sooner or later. There we go. Okay. I got that. Then I'm going to go ahead and share the screen. I got to start all over again because if you change what you're doing, you have to start from scratch again. So you see, my brain's working. Yay, I think I did it right. Let's see. Oh, watch out. Watch out. Watch out. I got it. Okay. And I don't know how it looks if I leave it like this and I leave my little head right here. I don't know how that looks, but I figure that there's a bunch of people that need as much they need the photos as big as possible, so I like to just jump out here. Okay, and then I jump over here. I always go to the bestseller section because that's the section I like. And I go on over to grocery and gourmet. And let's see what I'm going to look at here. See, the thing that's so disappointing for me, man, I would love to go to the meat and seafood section and see nothing but frozen and refrigerated product. I would be so happy. That would be so great for me because I've written about all those different companies and I've crunched numbers, sales numbers and stuff like that. So I know this really, really good. But when I go to meat and seafood, it's going to have tuna fish in a can. And that's as far, salmon in a can or mussels in a can or something like that. And that's about all it's going to have. So that's otherwise, I don't know what's going to happen in the future, but man, that would be great one day if that can be frozen and refrigerated product can be distributed economically just as easy as shelf stable product. But I don't know. I don't think that's going to happen. All right. I'm going to go to candy and chocolate. That's Calvin's favorite category. He likes the chocolate part. Okay. So for me, this might not be up my ballpark, but this is number one. I guess if you have kids, that's who's buying that, I guess, I would imagine. But empty nesters that are in their 50s and 60s and 70s, I don't think they're buying ring pops unless the grandkids are coming over. But it's ranked number one, and that's pretty good. Then you got Mentos. And I have a feeling that's going to do well this year because people are actually going to get together. Before they weren't getting together. They were all staying at home and they didn't meet anybody. So that wasn't as important, but I think that's going to do really, really well this year. Well, that looks good. I didn't try that flavor before, but I bet you it's okay. Oh, cinnamon. Yeah. All right. That ought to work. At number three, I haven't tried this either, but it's bubblegum flavored gum. But if it's at number three, it's got to be rocking. And then Airheads do well. I went to enough candy conventions in my lifetime, so I've had all kinds of different samples of Airheads, all the different flavors. Every year there's a new flavor or something, so there's always something going on. But that's good that they're way up there on the candy aisle. Then you got the Black Forest real fruit juice mixed fruit. Okay, so this is just another flavor. I'm a big fan of the Kellogg's product and the Welch's product. And that's usually ranked high up there, but this one's up there. That's higher than I thought it would be. And then you got this company. This is made in the USA. I think they got a made in USA sign somewhere. If you haven't, okay, you see. Yep, sure is. Look, made in the USA. I used to write a lot about these guys because they understood social media pretty good on the LinkedIn side. So they were talking about next month is, oh no, oh wait a minute. This month is the Sweets and Snack Show in Indianapolis, Indiana. It's going to be the first big food show that's not canceled. So after 15 months of canceled food shows, this will be the first one. And these guys are pretty good putting posts on LinkedIn to let people know that they're going to be there. And that's what I used to magnify. I used to look for companies that I used to always look for companies that were sharing information about what they were up to, and then I'd kick it to the next level. I got 70,700 followers on LinkedIn, and that's what I do. Have fun doing that. And now I get to do the same thing on Amazon Live. The only difference is that now I know what's happening. If I talk about Jolly Ranchers all day and I sell 3 of them tomorrow, then I know I've had probably an effect on people, and that's fine. It's all about getting. Hey, it's all about the fact that if you're in the food business and you've been around, you know the good things and you know the things that are not so good. And if you tell people about things that you've experienced and they're great, you're trying to share your good experience with people. Well, I ran into Jolly Rancher a whole bunch of times at the shows that I've gone to, but somewhere along the line, there's something in here coming up quick. I bet that I probably have a good story to tell. I'm looking for the chocolate. I don't see the chocolate yet. Where? The chocolate got to be somewhere. Okay, I'm just going to look. I'm going to cheat. I'm going to look down here. Okay, I like that. Of course, Hershey, everything coming from Pennsylvania. That's good. Oh, Reese's Peanut Butter Cups. Oh, that's good. I do like Mentos, without a doubt. Laffy Taffy. And then Reese's over here. Okay, so they got some good stuff coming up. All right, let me go back, see if I don't get lost. Okay, you got the Firepower at number 8. And this is Organic Lollipops at number 9. Mentos at number 10. I don't care. Mentos, whatever. They're all good. This is mint candy. So that's okay. Now, this is what you got to pay attention to. This is something that's pretty interesting. They have a section where they say the new releases. So they're letting you know about the new things that just came out. You got the most wished for, that's what everybody wants. Well, in this case, it's kind of hard. It's kind of hard to really understand it. If you have cooking equipment, then you know the most wished for is going to be the one that's $1,000 or $2,000. It's not going to be the $19.95 special. Mr. Coffee is not going to be here, but some of these $2 and $3 and $4 and $5 and $600 coffee machines, they're going to be in that section. If we were in the coffee section, for instance. And then this is the gift idea section. So this is something to pay attention to when you go to the best sellers. Just check that out, because you'll see something like this, new releases. That's what you want to pay attention to. If something comes out new, you want to know about it because it might have been your favorite flavor. Of course, Twizzlers at the next one. Man, that's a lot of Twizzlers. I know a lot of kids that would be happy with that strawberry flavored. I'm not sure what state Twizzlers is made in. I'm gonna have to check that out. Push Pop Gummy Roll. Okay, I'm not too familiar with that. Red Vines. People have to realize there's some people that don't realize that there's Red Vines and there's Twizzlers, but they're pretty close. Haribo Berries at number 14. Mentos at 15. Extra at 16. Yeah, one of the favorite shows that I ever go to is the National Convention, the National Convenience Store show. It's usually, it's all over the country. It's in a different city all the time, but I've been to my share of ones in Vegas. And the thing that's cool is that you get samples of all the new stuff coming out. I didn't realize this, but My daughter really loved that because she would go to school with something that nobody had ever seen, and people would say, "How'd you get that? How'd you get that?" So I didn't know at the time, but I found out later. Okay, then you got the Brock's Star Mints. That's been around forever, ever, ever. Remember the produce displays? I don't even know if I haven't been around too much lately. I don't know if there's. It used to be like all the produce departments used to have a Brock section, and you weighed everything by the pound. But I don't know if they still do that. This is a workout powder energy. I never thought you would get powdered peanut butter. You could buy that in the stores now. And of course, you can buy it on Amazon. Okay, you got Icebreakers at number 20, Jolly Ranchers at 21. You got the Hershey Party Mix. All right. I'm looking for the chocolate. Okay. Extra at number 23, Trident at number 24. Hey, I did some price comparisons on Trident. I had it in my carousel for a long time, and I put it in the store. It's let's see what it is. It's the packs of cinnamon Trident and spearmint Trident, and the pricing was pretty competitive compared to what you can buy locally. So the deal is, how Amazon is, sometimes you're looking for another item for $10 so you can get your free shipping. So if it's something that's competitively priced and you're not paying a premium for it, then you'll pull the trigger on it. It might be cinnamon Trident or it might be spearmint Trident. I love cinnamon, and my sister likes spearmint. That's the thing I never forget. All the snowballs that we used to eat when we were kids. I used to go for grape. She used to go for strawberry. I'm sorry. Let me say that again. I went for grape and she went for spearmint. But then my favorite flavor developed into cinnamon. The deal with the Jelly Bellies. The Jelly Bellies out in California, if you're looking for a place to bring the kids that they would probably enjoy without having to spend $100 a day for them to stay in a park all day or something, and you want something that's a little less expensive, bring them to go see the Jelly Belly factory if you just happen to be in Northern California. That's pretty good. They got some robots working in there, and they have personalities too, the robots, and they have all the different flavors of all the different Jelly Bellies, and you can try whatever you want. You got the ice cubes at 28. This is what I was looking at. Okay, let me go ahead and blow this up because this looks good. Oh, yeah. Now, that's right up my alley. I have to be careful with my wife. She'll knock out a few. I got to help her eat some of these. You know how the deal goes. You can't eat too much chocolate, right? You can get into trouble. But that stuff's good. I love it. I think that makes a great present, by the way. Who wouldn't want to get that for a present? I know there's always one that says they don't want it, of course. But for the most part, I think most people would love that. Okay, then we go over to, I'm talking about presents for the father, the grandfather, great-grandfather. These candy bars have been around for a long, long time, and they're good. M&M's, Snickers, Milky Way, Twix, Musketeers. Okay, these are okay. For me. These are okay, and M&M's are okay. I like them. I rather the M&M's with peanuts. But I tell you what, these two bars right here, Twix and Snickers. Oh, man, I love those two. So you see, if you're buying a present for somebody, you got to do your homework, find out what they like. Because if you buy exactly what they like, they're going to be happy. And that's what presents are all about anyway. Okay, you got Organic Pops at number 31. You got Hershey at 32. That makes a good present. Because technology sometimes don't work, Doesn't pay you to buy technology for a father or a grandfather that's not going to appreciate it. They may not be ready for it. You never know. Tic Tac Fresh Mint at number 34. Orbit at number 35. No Image at number 36, which is Lifesavers. Wiley Wallaby Black licorice. Okay, well that's something special. There's only certain people that really go crazy. You either like it a lot or you don't like it at all. And there's a lot of people that don't like it. But for the guys that really like it, they back up the truck and they buy that. Okay, number 38 is Reese's Hershey's Kit Kat. What happened there? They should have an image there. That's a shame. Should have that image in there. You don't have to show me the picture of it. I know exactly what that is, and that's good. Spry at number 39. Tootsie Roll, fruity, chewy candy. Okay, that's at 40. That's out of Chicago. They make that in Chicago. At one time, all the candy was made in Chicago. Chicago definitely dominated the candy scene. Icebreaker mints in 41. Altoids at 42. I think, if I'm not mistaken, I think that price is okay. I think that was one of the items that I thought was pretty competitively priced. Reese's and Kit Kats works. 43. Mentos at 44. Starburst at 45. I remember going to school. That was a pretty big thing there. Reese's, 46. Pure at 47. Big Sour Patch. I never was a big fan, but I still appreciate it. One thing I can tell you, I went to a show one time and they had a display and it said sour, real sour, and extremely sour. And I thought I was it. I thought, oh wow, no problem, right? Oh man, was that thing sour. I ran to a garbage can really quick because it was way out of my ballpark. I'm talking about extremely sour. Everybody should experience that. You can't believe, you just can't imagine how sour they can make this stuff. But then there's people that like that. But that went way over my limit. I had seen just about everything, but in that case, I wasn't ready for that. Okay, Black Forest at 49 and Laffy Taffy at 50. Okay, that's the top 50. Let me see. Let me jump over to the number. You see, sometimes you go to that back half and they got some good stuff there. So sometimes the back half is just as good as the front half. Sometimes you'll find a lot more things that you really like. And I got to tell you, I'm looking at a lot of things that are. Sometimes it's kind of like, look, maybe this should have been the top 50 and the other ones would have been the back half. Okay, let me just see if I lost you. I don't know if I lost you or not. Let's see. Nope. It looks like I'm still connected. Yesterday, I don't know what happened, but I went 3 hours, which is a long time. Amazon wants you to go at least an hour, and I went 3 hours yesterday. And then all of a sudden, I guess the cable company decided they didn't want me to go anymore. So I lost everything. I hate when that happens, but that's what happened. But it worked out pretty good because my son had to go to the restroom at that time anyway. So I guess it was meant to be. All right, let me go through this. Let me go through this real quick. Let's see what the deal is. Hey, is there any particular candy that you see that you're a big fan? Go ahead and let me know. What state are you from? Is there an item that you bought before that you really like? I actually listen to what. Man, I got a lot of customers in a very short period of time, so I'm listening to what people are telling me. I'm listening because their opinion is worth just as much as mine. You know, the only thing is I got a wide variety of. I've seen. I guess when you see a lot more, you could have more favorites. But when somebody's pretty passionate about a particular thing, it's always good to hear because the thing is, it might change the way you think about something. Hey, I tell you what, I'm gonna go to I did some polls on LinkedIn. I'm LinkedIn during the day and Amazon at night, but I did some food polls and I'll let you know how it's working out. How about that? And then after that, I'm going to cover the back 50. So let me see, I didn't lose you yet. How about that? I'm still in there. Okay, so let me hit the right thing. Man, you got to be careful. You hit the wrong thing and you're disconnected and there's no way to come back to earth. You're gone. Okay. That's a surprise. That was a surprise. Okay. All right. I'm going to go ahead and look this up. This is a poll I did today. I don't know if you know this, but today is National Olive Day. And I don't know about you, but I'm a big olive fan. My parents didn't buy olives. So when I went to my grandfather's house, he had olives. And oh man, I was so happy. I was just so happy because I got a chance to eat olives. And it was the olives with pimentos. That's what I liked. I mean, for some reason, I'm a big fan. And the thing I can't understand is that I'm not a salad eater. I don't like salad. I'm not a salad eater. So you would think I wouldn't like olives, but I love olives. I'm more of I like the black olives, but I probably prefer the green olives a little more. So I did a poll, and I'm going to tell you how the poll came out. The good thing about it, in my case, is that on LinkedIn, when you have 70,700 people connected to you, I'm not connected. I'm sorry, following you, and they like food, then you're getting a good. The guys that are voting are it's a good group of people to get an opinion from. Okay, so here it is. Here's the results. My post this morning was viewed by 2,500 people, and the number. Okay, here it goes. I said, you like the green one, the black one, both of them, or none of them? And the number one answer is 39% of the people say they like both of them. They like the green ones and the black ones. And then green came out number 2 at 23%, and black came out at 18%. And there's 19% of that group said they don't like either one. See? So this is a good way to know that, well, 1 out of every 5 people don't like olives. One thing with me is that when I grew up, I found out that I thought that I was the only one that didn't like something or whatever. Well, what you find out as you get older, you find out that a lot of people don't like a lot of things, and a lot of people love a lot of things, and over time you figure it all out. Especially if you have people visiting, then you know what to cook and what not to cook. As far as, okay, that was that one. Let's see. Man, I'm staying off of LinkedIn. I'm getting lost. What's going on here? Dun, dun, dun. Okay. Let's see. Hey, look, I'm looking on LinkedIn. I'm looking on LinkedIn and I see myself. Hey, look at that. I'm on LinkedIn. How about that? Wow. All right. Okay. Let's see. Okay. I did on Memorial Day weekend. I did a poll, said, what's your favorite barbecue item? And when it was all said and done, it came down, number 1 item was beef brisket at 43%. Number 2 was spare ribs at 24%. Number 3 was barbecue chicken at 18%, and chopped and pulled pork was at 14%. As far as I'm concerned, I love all 4 of those items. If they said, if you like all 4, man, I love all 4 of those items. But I'm a huge, gigantic lover of baby back ribs. That's my thing. But beef brisket, yes. We went to Houston a few weeks ago, and we came back and they had Buc-ee's. Buc-ee's is that big gas station. If you never saw it, if you never stopped there, it's worth stopping just to kind of see it because it's unbelievable. The Buc-ee's in San Antonio, Texas has 120 pumps. It's the world's largest gas station. They say you could put 22. It's the size of 22 7-Elevens. 22 of them. Okay? And then they say you could put 2, I think it said 2 Whole Foods, the average Whole Foods, you could put 2 of those in that gas station. Now, that's a big gas station. That's worth it for anybody to see at least once in their life. But they're being built all over the place. We stopped at one in Texas. I hear that there's one in Alabama. I haven't made it to that one. I hear there's some in Florida. So if you travel, if you travel this summer and you see a Buc-ee's, it's a good place to stop. I hear that there's a possibility that there might be one built in Mississippi. And that would be good because when I go from Gulfport to New Orleans to Gulfport, back and forth, I'll be able to stop at Buc-ee's. Let's see. I did one on burgers. The other day it was National Hamburger Day. And the poll is still going on. And I asked the question, what kind of burger do you prefer? And this is more Bubba Burger oriented because Bubba does a lot of business. Jalapeno, bacon cheese, sweet onion, or Angus. And when it was all said and done, they got 3 days left on the poll. Bacon cheeseburger was number one. That's my answer, without a doubt. That's all I need when it comes to a burger. If the burger has bacon and cheese, what more can you ask for? I do like pickles, no question. Bread and butter pickles preferred. Those sweet pickles, if you get it, sometimes some people have never tried that. If you get a chance to try the bread and butter pickles, you'll probably like it. Unfortunately, it adds a lot of calories, but you only live once in life. I don't know if you saw this on Amazon Live, but I walked in the Island View Casino the other day, and Herbie the Love Bug was there. The Love Bug was filmed back in 1969, 1970, and that was a big Disney movie, and I got to see the car. It's not a 2020 Volkswagen. It's like a 1969 Volkswagen with the 53 on it. So if you saw that when you were a kid and you want to see it, it's at the Island View Casino in Gulfport, Mississippi. Okay, the other day was National Wine Day. I figured they got 4 wines and I had 4 choices, so I'll put red wine, white wine, rosé, and sparkling wine. I got 12 hours left to the poll. But when it was all said and done, it's not even a fight. I thought this was the deal, but I didn't think it was that. This was this was a landslide. Red wine, 76% of the people said red wine. That's what they prefer. White wine at 11, sparkling wine at 11, and rosé at only 2%. I'm drinking a little. Wine's not my thing. Let's put it that way. Some people really like wine. Wine's kind of like, it's like imported cheeses. When you have all kinds of different cheeses, there's some people that like to eat all kinds of different ones. I'm the one that kind of stays kind of basic. The one thing I do know is that as far as imported cheeses, as far as any cheese that was made somewhere else that came here, the one that I really like is smoked Gouda. Smoked Gouda. That's it. But for the most part, I love my American stuff, whether it's cheddar, mozzarella, or Swiss. I did a deal since I was selling so many these deals here. Since I was doing that, I said, which one is your favorite, to see what people thought. And it was funny. Then I got to see who had this, and who had that. Everybody has a different brand, but 46% of people said Apple was their favorite band, and 30% said Fitbit. 13 said Garmin, and 11 said Samsung. That's not a food question. That's more of an Amazon question, I guess you can say. All right, the other day, let's see. A week ago, it was National Pizza Party Day. So I put the pizzas in there because we're always eating pizza. I did pepperoni, cheese, meat lovers, and vegan. All right, I threw vegan in there, right? To see who wanted to eat the real healthy one. And when it was all said and done, meat lovers is number one. That's my choice again. I guess I'm kind of normal when it comes to what you like and what you don't like. Meat lovers was number one at 44%. Pepperoni was at 30%. Cheese was at 21%, and vegan was only down to 5%. So the vegan thing is very, when it comes to pizza, it's on the small side. I think a lot of times people say that they want to eat healthy, they want to eat the vegan, but hey, when they got the choice, they're gonna eat the meat lovers pizza. Okay, let's see if I got anything. Oh, okay, here's another one. This is unbelievable. Unbelievable. 2 weeks ago, it was National Barbecue Day. So I decided, what can I do? What can I do? What can I do? What I'm going to do? Let me do it based on barbecue sauce. What's your favorite barbecue sauce? And I've had pretty good luck with it in the past, so I knew it was going to be good, but I didn't think it was going to be this crazy. I had 45,500 views on it. And what's your favorite barbecue sauce? Sweet Baby Ray, KC Masterpiece, Famous Dave's, and Jack Daniels. Number one was by far, without a doubt, no question, Sweet Baby Ray's. Jack Daniels was 14% and KC Masterpiece was at 10, followed closely by Famous Dave's. If you live in the South and you don't know about Famous Dave's, it's kind of like in the north central part of the country, but it's some good barbecue. And I think I'm going to stop at this one right here. Just one more. Oh, no, I got two more. I got two more I'm covering. Or maybe three. Okay. 3 or 4. Okay. This was my National Chocolate Chip Day. I figured, like, if you're gonna do brownies, for instance, I just used a brownie mix. For example, this was chocolate chip. Yeah, I kind of did a little different. It's all about chocolate. So I said, which one is your favorite? Nestle, Hershey, Ghirardelli, or Guittard? And the one that won was Nestle by just a little bit over Ghirardelli, 40-35. Hershey was right, taking up third spot. This one's funny here. Biscuits. It was National Buttermilk Biscuit Day. Which is the best way you like your butter? What's the best way you like your buttermilk biscuit? With butter, honey or syrup, jam or jelly, or with sausage gravy? So here I am. I'm right in the middle of the mix, without a doubt, no question. There's nothing like going to a place that's got some good sausage and gravy to go on the biscuits. When I traveled, if I ever ended up in a place that had good sausage and gravy to go on my biscuit, I was happy. I mean, I was happy. That was great. So anyway, 46%. But jam and jelly came out second. Biscuits with butter came out third, and honey and syrup came out 13. Came out with 13%. So the thing is, it just goes to show, even though there's a whole bunch of things that you could put on a biscuit, sausage gravy rules. So that's mine. So the funny thing with polls, you could always leave the sausage and gravy out of it, and then you can see how popular the butter is. Maybe the butter is the best one. I don't know. It's kind of hard to say. And then I'll just say this. I'll just save some time. It was National Apple Pie Day. For some reason, there's a lot of people that Marie Callender, without a doubt, with 80% of the vote. So if you want a good apple pie, Marie Callender is a good way to start. That's ConAgra that owns that. And one other thing, this is the last one, and I'm going to go back. Oh, man, these polls are, I'm not repeating them for sure. But anyway, what's your favorite fudge? National Fudge Day. Butter pecan, marshmallow, peanut butter, or Mackinac fudge. Mackinac is out of Michigan. They're pretty well known for their fudge up there. So when it was all said and done, peanut butter fudge won by far at 54%. I didn't think it would, do that well, but it did. There was a National Eat What You Want Day, pizza, apple pie, ice cream, and cheesecake. I put those 4 in the poll because I know when I write about those 4 things, you get a good bit of engagement and people are crazy about it. But when it was all said and done and the poll is closed, pizza blew it away at 46%, followed by ice cream. I voted for ice cream. I love pizza, don't get me wrong, but there's nothing like a Bluebell, pecans, pralines, and cream on a hot summer day. So that was that. All right. Oh, man, I guess I'll stop there because I could go on and on. So that's what I've been doing. I kind of, after 12 years on LinkedIn, really putting in a lot of time, I'm spending my time here now. So that's where So that's where I'm at. But that's interesting. I mean, if you like the stuff about food, then that works. Okay. All right, I'm going to go back. I'm going to go back to the back half of the 50 in the candy category. I'll go ahead back here, and I'll start over. I'll start at 51. Okay, Haribo is at number 51. You got a keto item at 52. This is a nut and seed bar. This is actually okay. Monk Pack. I was looking at it. I was wondering if it was a Kind bar. It almost looked like a Kind bar. I had to look. I had to blow it up. Then you got Linder white chocolate. That stuff's good. That stuff's real good. I can knock that box out pretty quick. So I can understand why it's in the top 100. See, we're getting to a little more chocolate. Tom and Jenny's. Oh, okay. This looks good too. Tom and Jenny's. I never tried this, but it's the classic soft caramels, and they're sugar-free. Okay. So that's, I never tried it. It's always interesting to see what something sugar-free tastes like, if it's really, really good or good. Lifesavers at number 55. Trident. That's what I was telling you about, the Trident price. The Trident, for those that chew gum all the time, the Trident price was pretty competitive compared to what I saw locally. So that's a good thing to know if you're trying to get your $25 on Amazon. You got the ice cubes at number 57. This, I don't know what this is. This is something different. I don't think that this is I always do made in USA. This doesn't look like this is made in the USA. This is imported from somewhere. Okay, that's at number 58. Then you got Dentyne Fire. I think Dentyne was I may be wrong. Seemed like a bigger brand when I was coming up. But this category is so competitive. You got Rainbow Candy at number 60. And then look here. Don't jump over this. This is interesting. Okay, it's the same, kind of the same thing. Let me look at the new releases. This will be interesting. Oh, wait, they got a whole bunch of new releases. New releases. That's what it said, right? Amazon Hot New Releases. Our best-selling new and future releases updated hourly. Okay. All right. I think I'm gonna change course here. All right. This why not? This is new candy. Okay, so you got candy and chocolate. So you have a fun mix variety. What is this? How can that be number one? Oh, now I know. I couldn't see it. I didn't know it was in the box. Now I know it's in the box. Now I know why it's number one. I was on I was on Skittles there for a while. I ate my share of Skittles for a good while. Now I'm on different. You go from candy to candy, but yeah, I knocked out a few Skittles I'd say in the last year or so. Okay, Brock's was a huge candy brand when I was a kid. And Kitty Mix, Brock's Kitty Mix. Okay, so yeah, and then you see those Sweeties. The Sweeties, that's made in Boston. That particular item, I like that. I remember that as a kid. Some of these things you only see at certain times. You don't see it all the time. You got the Nerds Rope at number 3. Okay, so you see they're doing something different here. I had a time where I was eating. I don't know if you ever had a chance to try. There's one called Big and Chewy Nerds or something big, but it's got like a hard shell, and it's pretty awesome. I ate my share of that for a while too. I'm a recovering candy. No, you go through periods where you eat a lot of candy and then you back it off and then you go back. It's just like a a roller coaster. Kiss my keto. Everything that's got keto. You got Godiva over here at number 5. That looks good. Yeah, looks nice. I can knock that out really quick. That wouldn't last long. They don't have much in that box. I guess you can say that's some real portion control. Now let's see what this is. I see the colors. Smart Sweets, gummy worms. Okay, that's what we need. More gummy worms. Kick sugar. Well, I guess in this case, look, 4 grams of sugar. Oh, that's 4 grams of sugar for the whole bag. That's not much sugar. So it all depends on what it tastes like. Then you got at number 7, stuffed puffs. That's something new. That's why you got to kind of experiment and kind of go through some different areas to see what you run across. Skittles. I don't care what color the Skittles are. They are flavored. They're all good. They're all full of sugar. There's no Skittle that I've ever eaten that I said, oh, I don't like this one. No, I like them all. So this is a Mexican candy mix assortment. So this is a little different. And that's what you see when you go to these shows. You see all kinds of different things. I've never seen this. Okay. There we go. That's different. Different. Fun, tasty, sugar-free, hard candy. Okay, but you see, this is ranked. So, I mean, sometimes you kind of wonder, okay, I've never heard of it, but why it's ranked so high? Well, they've done something right, people. I mean, somebody knows about them. Maybe they've done a good job of advertising on Amazon. Okay. Yeah, you got slime at 17. You got some Kit Kats. Oh, look at that. Key lime pie Kit Kats. I didn't know. I never heard of that one. I'll bet you that's good. That's different. See something like that definitely gets your attention. Tea-berry. That's from way back in the day. Tea-berry. Oh, okay. I see. And it says classic retro. I didn't lose my mind. That's from way back when. Bricks on Sticks. Now that's cool. I went to a candy show 2 years ago at the Hyatt Regency in New Orleans. It was done by ECRM, and if I'm not mistaken, I think I saw that at the show. I think. Fantastic fruit jelly cups, assorted natural juice. Yeah, I would say that's important. That's not I would think. Not sure though. Gummy candy original Skittles. Okay, I love Skittles, so the Skittle gummies, that'll work. Oh, that ought to do well. Because it's kind of like the fruit deal that Kellogg's makes and Welch's makes. It's kind of the same thing. So watch out. That might be a big deal. Werther's Original, that works. Reese's Kit Kat and Jolly Ranchers, that works. High Chew assortment. Sarah's Candy Factory peach gummy rings. I wouldn't say peach is my favorite flavor, but a lot of people do like peach. Ice cubes work. Fun size candies, assorted gummies, lollipops. Okay. Hershey s'mores, that ought to do well. The train's passing. I can't control the schedule of the train. I don't know if you could hear it or not. If you hear the train, let me know. Put it in the comments. Yeah, so if you hear the train, let me know. Okay, number 31, Rose's Brand Rock Candy. You see, these are things I just haven't seen, so it's all new stuff. Candy corn in a jar, Sarah's Candy. When I was a kid, I was a big candy corn guy. I like it. People either like it or they don't like it, but I like it. It's one of those things that you gotta stay away from to some extent sometimes because you could definitely get carried away. Here's some licorice, low sugar. Interesting to know what it tastes like. Some more Skittles gummies.
I predict that'll do well. The Nerds. Oh, look, Nerds gummy clusters. That's gonna do okay. Pearson's. This is out of, let's see. Yeah, this is out of Minnesota. This is made in Minnesota. They do this nut roll. Pearson's does this nut roll. They also produce peppermint patty. You know, because you got York peppermint patty, which is owned by Hershey's, and then you got Pearson's, and Pearson's is pretty competitively priced. It's got a great price, and it tastes good. It's really good. That's made in Minnesota, but they also make these nut rolls, and they make something else. I can't think of the name of it right now. There was a candy. There was a candy that was up for sale, and it could have been bought from another, from a company that was based outside the U.S. But Pearson and oh yeah, Bit of Honey. That's what it was. Bit of Honey was kind of like up for sale or something, and then they bought it. And if I'm not mistaken, that when they started production on it, they had to hire 50 people in Minnesota to make the Bit of Honey. So you like to hear stories like that. You like to hear where Americans are being put to work to make some extra stuff over here instead of importing it. You gotta get stuff from all over the world. I understand that, but what you try to do is try to buy as much as you can that's made in your own country, that puts people to work in your own country. If you're from Australia, then you tend to want to buy stuff that's made in Australia. That just comes with the territory. Hershey Kisses, strawberry ice cream cone. Okay, most of the stuff coming from Hershey works, so I don't know. I don't know on that. Sour rolling liquid liquor candy cherry. Oh wow, I think I'm getting too old here. Some of this stuff. A Great Surprise Charms blow pop. That was around for a long, long time. Okay, here we go with the Kit Kat key lime pie. That's going to be, I can't wait to try that. That's going to be interesting. Skinny dipped dark chocolate bar, almond sea salt, and salted caramel. Less sugar. Every time I see less sugar, I always wonder what it's going to taste like. If it's less sugar and it tastes great, well, that's great. That works. Hazel and cream yogurt pretzels. Yogurt pretzels are very good. By the way, that looks good. That's nice. Hansel and cream. Yeah, that looks nice. Yeah. The thing is, if it looks like that, that would make an awesome present, and you would get a lot of people to help you eat some of them. I wonder let's see what the flavors. That's $29.99. Yep, that's nice. That's something different. You see, that's a surprise. That would make a great gift for Father's Day, and then the grandkids could eat some of it with him, and then maybe the grandfather could handle the rest of the inventory. Oh, the bottle drinks. That's been around forever and ever. Then you got the M&M's peanut mix and classic mix. I'm a big fan of M&M's with with all the mixtures that they've done. What they've done, like hazelnut, they've done peanut butter, they've done it with pretzels. I like all their innovation that they've done since way back when. Because if you go way back when, wasn't it plain and peanut? And that was it, right? Plain and peanut. Doesn't melt in your hands. I went to I was lucky enough. I got a chance to go to Vegas a whole bunch of times, and I always used to look forward to bringing Calvin over to the peanut, the M&M store, because I thought it was so cool. It was so cool. All M&Ms everywhere. So that was great. That was in Vegas. I'm sure that there's M&M stores around the country and other places, but that's one place that we really look forward to going to. Mexican slaps. What is that? All right, let me see. I need a better set of glasses. Yeah, it does say slaps. I thought I was reading something wrong. got to watch. Sometimes you got to make sure you don't want to make a big mistake. This is something different there. That's definitely different. So that's interesting. And then at number 48, Fantastic Jelly Fruit Cups, naturally flavored juice snack. Sugar-free. Number 49 is sugar-free. Oh, okay. This is done with stevia. So they've made a lot of innovation with making things taste good, even though they don't have the, the real sugar in there. The Smart Sweets Red Twist pack of 6. Okay, that's at number 50. Oh, they do have. Oh, wow. They got 50 more. Oh, man. Okay. I might go through that one a little quicker. Okay, so that's the top 50 there. And then I'll just go ahead and check out the other 50, see what's down there. Who knows? Okay. All right. Looks kind of almost normal. Oh, except the slime liquor. Okay, Starburst fruit juice. Okay, that's normal. That's kind of okay. That's one thing. But the slime liquor, when I was coming up, I don't remember there being any slime liquor. I think slime came around a lot longer down the road. Sarah's Candy Factory Cinnamon Bears. Okay, it's ranked high. Might be doing okay. Another liquor. All right. Fantastic sugar-free, keto-friendly milk chocolate covered almonds. Okay, I want to know. It's all about trying it, see what it tastes like. It might be a great thing. First choice gummy fruit candy assorted fruit salad. Yeah, something about that. Yeah, that's a little interesting. Skittles. What? Skittles. Only one rainbow matters during Pride. Okay. Share size. All right. That's a new item coming out. Girl Scout Thin Mint almonds. Oh, wow. That's interesting. That would be really interesting. I bet you that tastes good. Wow. You see? Never know what you're going to run into. Sarah's Candy Factory Party Mix at number 59. Haribo at number 60. Stuffed Puffs, Cookies and Cream 3-pack at number 61. Sarah's Candy Factory Orange Slice. Yeah, they've been doing those orange slices for a long time. In fact, I ate one yesterday. I ate 2 yesterday. I remember Brock's used to sell that in their mix in the produce department where you used to buy it. Back in that day, it was 99 cents a pound, but I don't think you buy too much anything for 99 cents a pound. I remember when Pop Rocks came out. If I'm not mistaken, I may be wrong. I think it came out in the late 70s. Coin-operated gumball machine. That's always nice to have. Warheads at number 65. Number 66, Smash. What is this? A great surprise mini chiclets. Oh, okay. That's a lot of gum. Nothing wrong with having a little gum on hand. Sugar-free cotton candy, Crave candy. Okay. Don't know what that tastes like. Got to try it. British candy, Cadbury. Cadbury gift box from the Bundle Hut. Okay. That would be interesting. One thing about the English chocolate, one of my favorite items, and I didn't know this until I was older, was Heath. I love Heath. Heath. H-E-T-H. Heath. H-E-A-T-H. Yeah. That bar, I love it. That's great. So anything that's got Heath in it, if it's cookies or ice cream or whatever, that's a good thing. Hubba Bubba original bubble tape. Okay. Yeah, when you get older, you don't necessarily need any bubble tape, but the kids like it. Candy Shop pink and white puffy poles. Not sure what that is. Sarah, there's Sarah's candy again. It looks like Sarah doing pretty good in the specialty candy category. Russell Stover with the sugar-free candy coated. And then we get 74 Wiley Wallaby Australian licorice. You see, the Australians are over here selling some candy. Starburst fruit chews, red cherry limited. Okay, limited pack. Look at Sarah's all over the place. Number 76, Viter Energy Extra Strength Caffeinated Mints. Okay, that's interesting. I guess that might be good when you're driving and you're tired. I guess that's good. Sarah's Candy Factory Double Lollies. Wow, they got some stuff. Lollipop sticks. Limited edition of Godiva. Okay, Godiva puts out good stuff. Anything they do has got to be good. 81 is Russell Stover sugar-free candy coated. Yep. And that's been around a long time, but I'm sure their innovation has really kicked it to another level. Who knows how many SKUs they have. First Choice Candy, all flavors, saltwater taffy. Fruity Snack, Tick-Tock, Juicy. Oh, wow. That's something different there. High Chew fruit combos at 84. A great surprise assorted saltwater taffy. Saltwater taffy. Charms Mini Pops. Charms have been around for a while. Peeps have been around for a long time. 87 Skittles, gummies. Like I said, I think the gummies will do all right. You got the Hershey Kisses at 89, the Skittles at 90. They always do good. The Kisses at 91. Candy Shop Pink and White Pinwheel Vanilla flavored marshmallows. Okay, that's different. Japanese Kit Kats. Okay, so the deal is they with the new candy, they have a lot of candy that's imported. Well, candy's made all over the world, but some of it comes in. As you know, the big brands are here. The big brands are in the U.S., so there's always something for everybody. So some of the imported stuff does well here. Candy Pros flavored gummy bears. There's Sarah. Wow, Sarah's everywhere. Tony's Chocolonely variety bundle, 8 flavors. There's Sarah again. Jelly Bellies. Like I said, I talk about Jelly Bellies all the time. The fact is, if you like the assorted Jelly Belly deal, you know you can buy that anywhere. But when it comes to the specific flavors that you really like on Amazon, you can pretty much order exactly what flavor you want and have it delivered to your house. So it's always a good thing. Hadar by, oh, okay, that's some pistachio candy, so that's got to be good. And then finally at the end, at 100, M&M chocolate candies, key lime pie. Looks like key lime pie is going to be all over the place. I bet you, no question in my mind, key lime pie candy is going to be all over the Sweets and Snacks show. That's going to be in 3 weeks at the, it's the 22nd, so it's 3 weeks from today in Indianapolis, and it's going to have buyers from all the grocery store chains, the restaurants, the distributors, and the Amazon buyers will all be there to see all the innovation that's occurred. But man, they've been busy with the key lime pie, I got to tell you. And Sarah's got a lot of stuff. So these are all the kind of things that'll probably be at that show, because the shows are the great place to show all your new stuff, because the buyers already know what your old stuff tastes like or looks like. But sometimes you do want to show your older stuff, because you want to remind them it's an extremely, extremely competitive business. And as you can see, you know, you got guys coming in from different parts of the world coming into the U.S. candy scene. Yep. So, okay. So I'm going to jump back here, see what the deal is. Yeah, there I am. Okay. All right. I'm going to look on my phone to see if I'm still connected. Hopefully I am. All right. Looks like I'm still in business. Let me get back in there. Yeah, it looks like I'm going to go for, I'm probably going to go another 20 minutes, and that'll be, see, once you get started, like I say, I talk about the same stuff all over again, over and over and over again. And that's kind of how
Amazon's set up. Wow, it looks like looks like a die. Looks like I died. I don't have a man. I can't believe it. Looks like a I don't know. I don't know. I'll tell you what, I'm going to go the next 20 minutes, even though I don't know if I'm broadcasting, because this is saying that this is kind of saying that I'm not. But this will be the first time that I actually broadcast, not knowing that I'm connected or not. See, it happens. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and wow, I can't believe that. All right, let's see. Okay, I'm going to go into another section. I just assume that's all I can do because I don't have my my carousel. It doesn't show me being live on my Apple app, so it looks like I will go 20 minutes and finish up at 3 hours. I'm gonna try to make it to 3 hours. We'll see what happens. All right, I might be just talking to myself. This might be practice. It could possibly be. See, I could be connected and I don't know. So I guess I never will know. Okay, let's see. Candy and chocolate bars. Hey, look at this. Let's see. Let me look. I want to see if I want to hang around. Oh, yeah, I think I can. Okay. Yeah, so these are the top new releases in candy and candy bars. Yeah, so the hot new release section, that's a good thing to hang around in so you can kind of see what's going on. Is that what I want to do? Or do I want to do candy and chocolate bars? Okay, I think I'm going to do the top. I think I'm going to do the top 50. And then I'm going to jump to another section and see what the deal is. Okay, skinny dipped cups at number 1. How about that? Man, if you're at number 1, you're doing some business, no doubt. Here's that key lime, the limited edition. Interesting to know how that's going to do. But a lot of these items are going to be at the Sweets and Snacks Show in 3 weeks in Indianapolis, Indiana. And all the buyers are going to be there because they've been at their house for a long time and watching the computer, but it's not as when you could go into a place that's got all the candy laying on tables and you can eat whatever you want. It makes it a lot easier to make a decision of what you want to buy. Makes it a lot easier. So, yep. So that one looks good. Hershey s'mores. I guess with all the camping that's probably going on, this would probably be doing pretty good. Look, they didn't have. Yeah, I know it was always done with Hershey, right? But was it always done with Reese's or is that new? I don't know. I'm not a s'mores expert, but some people are. They know.
but it looks like it'll sell. That'll do good. Skittles gummy. I'm telling you, that's going to do good. That's going to do good. The Pearson nut roll. Wow, that's ranked pretty high. The salted nut roll made in Minneapolis. Well, I think it might be St. Paul, Minnesota. And they've been around for a while. Kit Kat Lime. There we go. Kit Kat Key Lime Pie Candy Bar. Number 7. Can't wait to try that. Skinny Dip Dark Chocolate Bar, Almond Sea Salt, and Salted Caramel. It says less sugar, so we'll have to see. The Hershey Kisses Birthday Cake at number 9. Tony Chocolonely Variety Bundle and flavors. Okay. The Key Lime Pie M&M's. Watch out. The Skittle Gummies at number 12. Alter Eco. What is that? Almond. Looks like it might. Yeah, almond butter bombs. Organic dark chocolate. Keto. Okay, it's keto. So that's going to get the keto guys. Let's see. Key Lime Kit Kats at number 14. Asher's Chocolate Keto Crafted Chocolate Bar. Dark chocolate. If you go to my store, you'll see I think I had Asher's in the Asher's chocolate covered pretzels in the store. Then you got the Kit Kat, new Japanese Kit Kat mini chocolate orange. Okay, that's different. Hey, I'm game. The Ultimate Peanut Butter Cup Candy Pack. Okay, that works for me. I like to put them in the refrigerator or the freezer. I like to eat them that way. Warheads Extreme, Violent Crumble Dark at 19. Moldica? I don't know how to say that. I'm going to skip it. Chili pepper. Okay, that's at number 20. Number 21 is Sky Bars. I know Sky Bars was a big deal. I'm trying to think if that's the bar that they put little parachutes on and dropped them out of the sky. You couldn't do that today, I don't think. I don't think you can do that today, but I think that's what they did way back when for a big, gigantic promotion, and it was very successful. You got Skittles Gummies. I got to tell you, it looks like the Gummies war is on. Kellogg's has a bunch. Welch's has a bunch, but Skittles is going to do well. Skittles Dark Side, share in size. Okay, at number 23. All the Skittles, whatever Skittles I've ever bought, they're all good. They're fine. I have never bought a bad Skittles flavor I didn't like. No Way Food. Does that say dad? What does that say? Oh yeah, it sure does. Best dad ever. Okay. Hey, that would be a good Father's Day gift. Best dad ever. How about that? Oh, wait. Let me look at that. Wait. Let me look at this. Let me get a little more detail here. Okay, best dad ever. Okay, I get it. That's cool. Best mom ever. Watch out. Okay. I'm getting the theme here. This might sell a little better now. This might have sold a little better lately. Congrats. Okay. Oh, wow. Okay. See, I didn't know that existed. I didn't know, but you can understand how that would be a pretty cool thing to give for a present. It's a boy. It's a girl. Look, they got it all covered. Sorry. Thank you. How about that? Best dad ever, best mom ever. Hey, I think that's good. I like that. That changes my I might have to remember that. I might even have to. No Way Foods, best dad ever, milkless occasion, chocolate bars, 2-pack, vegan, dairy-free, peanut-free, nut-free, soy-free, gluten-free. I guess if you have allergies, that's a good thing. But that's interesting. I might have to put that in my carousel. See, the deal with the best dad ever and the best mom ever, you could use that all year long. It doesn't have to be Father's Day, Mother's Day. It don't have to be. Well, if you want to do it for Father's Day, you better get the move on because it's getting close. O. Henry. O. Henry's been around for a long time. I haven't seen it lately, so it's still around. So I'm not sure about all this. Cookie Crisp. So this is did I see? Oh, that's in Canada. Okay, I got you. You got Dove at number 26. You got Skittles. There's the gummies again. I'm telling you, that's going to be all over the place. Twix Minis. I don't care what size the Twix is. Twix works. The only thing is when you get the Twix or the candy that's 100 calories, that's a shame that you can't eat more than that. You got the Reese's Peanut Butter Miniature Cups. That works. I still remember this. My grandmother in Labadyville, Louisiana, bought us some Reese's peanut butter cups. If I remember correctly, there was 40 peanut butter cups in the deal, and I remember her buying that for me way back in the day. Never forgot it. That was some good candy. Kinder Bueno Crispy Creamy Chocolate Bar. Okay, that's different. Coastarama. Russell Stover Lemon Pucker 3-pack. Milky Way at number 33. Cully Dark Chocolate Keto Bar. Yeah, the keto's all over the place. Keto, I guess, is the latest in the diets. Who knows what's going to be next? I guess, yeah, keto's, I guess you can say the one, but there's one coming behind it somewhere. I don't know what it's going to be. Okay, I don't know where this is from. I'm going to have to check this out, but it looks good. This has got pistachio. I didn't know about the first name or whatever, but when I see pistachio, I know that's good. Zero sugar, Hershey Zero Sugar Chocolate Candy. Okay, that'd be interesting to see. I did buy some chocolate syrup that was like the zero sugar before for ice cream. Little Debbie Peanut Butter Crunch Bars. Okay, that works. Limited edition mini bag ice cream. All kinds of stuff. Watsy. Whoosy. Oh, I can't figure it out. Eat Sonny. Okay, that's a praline bar. Okay, I saw praline, so it might be good. I see vegan dark keto chocolate. Another keto play. Aussie. Oh man, I barely know English. But it gets a little complicated. White giant buttons. Okay, if that's chocolate, is that chocolate? If that's white chocolate, that's good with me. Cadbury. Is that Diabexy kit for diabetes? Breakfast bar. Low glycemic load chart. Oh, I guess that's a kit. You get the candy and your medical information too. Bar none. Chocolate bar. 46. Okay, you got some stuff from the Philippines at number 47. Betty Jane. Okay, I know Betty Jane. Betty Jane makes some great stuff. That's made, if I'm not mistaken, that's made in Iowa, USA. Betty Jane candies. That's some good stuff. But I don't know what the deal is. What is that? Oh, $239. Man, you got to get a lot of it. $239. Okay, so that's like $15 a bag. But I'm telling you, that's some good stuff. At least I could say that. Milk chocolate orange peels, 1 pound. Tadell dark hazelnut bar covered in dark. Okay, that's at number 50. Let's see how I'm doing. Let's see if my thing came back. I don't know if it came back or not. I hope it did. I might be talking to myself. I don't know. Because it doesn't show that it's going through. It doesn't show. So I'm going to go ahead and try. I'm going to go ahead and do 6 more minutes. I'm going to fly through this one. Let me go through this quick, and that's going to end it. All right, so let me just see here. I'm going to do this quick. There we go. Reese, that looks like miniature Reese's. That looks good. I like it. Classico at number 52. Women's wedge sandal, which I have no idea what that's doing in this section. And are we talking candy? Oh, well, we got a volatile women's wedge sandal. Okay, Cadbury caramels. That's good. You got some more chocolate at 55. I'm not sure what that is. But like I say, the thing you got to remember, they make candy all over the world. It's made with the same kind of stuff. You may not understand what's going on or what's in it, but it's probably going to be good. The Sky Bar, that's an old bar from way back when. M&M's. Who ate M&M's and said they didn't like it? You tell me. M&M's work. Kit Kat works. What is this? Emma? What is this? Emma? Oh, is this? Oh, okay. Yeah, that's nice. That's nice. Okay. I'm going to check into that because I think that anytime you have personalization of chocolate, when you have a food product and you can personalize it, that's pretty cool. All right. That's it. Whatever that Choca Tamarindo. Okay. That's Mexican candy at number 62. Ruby chocolate, raspberry, and okay, that's got pistachios. Okay. As soon as you got pistachios, I give you a pass. 64 Tootsie Roll Pops. Yeah, I ate a few of those when I was a kid. Sunflower Food Company, green chocolate covered. Okay, that works. Okay. Kit Kat at 66. Kit Kat at 67. Theo chocolate vanilla. I've seen that. I saw that somewhere, and now I can't remember where I saw that. Skittles. JoJo's at 70. America's Best Espresso Chocolate Rocks. I bet you that's good. Nudge at 72. Essence Superfood, no sugar, vegan, keto. It starts to scare me when you start taking my sugar away. Modica chocolate, 74. Peanut butter cups at 75. Okay, peanut butter, that works. Theo chocolate, double chocolate, vegan. Okay. I have to say I'm not vegan. As far as that's concerned, I'm not on that side. I'm not too much of a vegetable eater, so but the thing is there's a lot of things that say vegan and then it could be right. It could be exactly what you like to eat. So it doesn't have to be vegetables like a salad. Like I'm not gonna drink the green smoothie. That's not me. Okay. Yeah, so everything's personalized. So I'm gonna have to spend some time and check out this Caramello miniatures. That looks good. Dove, Dairy Milk, M&M's at 88. This is a coffee one at 89. Treats, Brit Treats, Easter selection. Okay, we passed Easter. Reese's Pieces. That looks good. Yellow? I don't know why. Hershey milk chocolate. That works. Aussie chocolate bar. I bet you that works. European bar. That works. See, the thing is, in my case, I know English. I worked on Spanish for 37 years or whatever, and I never figured it out. So I think I can handle some of the stuff from Australia and some of the stuff from England just because it's still English. I may not understand exactly what's being said sometimes because we say things a little different, but at least I stand a much better chance of figuring that out than going Spanish. Now, if my wife's with me, she can tell me what's going on, but other than that, I'm lost. I might have an idea, but I don't really know. Okay, so that's 100. Yeah, so it's a whole bunch of different things that you definitely never seen. This one might get this is from Canada. This is just mint chocolate. That might be really good. So we'll see. All right, I just went through. I think I lost the connection. I think I'm just talking to myself. I think that's what I'm doing, but hey, that's the way it goes. Thanks so much for hanging in with me. If you're not following me, go ahead and follow me. It's real easy to do. Just hit the follow button. If you like food content, I do my best to try to be on every day at 5:55 p.m. Central Time. See, the thing is, I go 5:55 Central Time. It's 6:55 on the East Coast, and I got a good shot at catching a good bit of after work. Guys that finish their work, and I might catch five. They might catch 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 20 minutes, whatever. So whatever you can catch, that's definitely positively appreciated. All right, y'all take care. I hope all is well. Hope you enjoyed your Memorial Day weekend. And we only got 3 days left, and we'll be back to another weekend. All right, I'll talk to you later. Thanks so much. Appreciate it.